Chapter 476. Judging from Zhao Yun'er's attitude, she had no choice but to give it to her. Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip. If her mother knew that she spent 24 copper coins to buy breakfast, she would skin her alive. Her family was poor to begin with, and 24 copper coins was not a small sum. Yun'er Jijia, if I knew that it would cost money, I wouldn't have eaten it. My family is really poor, so I'm afraid that I can't afford it. Ma Xiaofeng began to complain in front of Zhao Yun'er again, trying to gain sympathy. She thought that if she did this, Zhao Yun'er would let her off. Unfortunately, Zhao Yun'er did not soften or sympathize with her. Ma Xiaofeng, you can't spit out the food you ate, so it's useless to say this now. I know that your family is poor, but I believe that it's not to the extent that you don't have 24 copper coins. It's hard for me to set up a stall and sell things, so I can't earn much. If you really don't pay, we can only meet at the yamen. Okay then, I'll give it to you when I get back. Okay then. Ma Xiaofeng ran away angrily with the basket. When she left, Zhao Yun'er saw that her tears were flowing down from anger. Zhao Ping hurriedly chased after her. Unfortunately, Zhao Ping ignored Ma Xiaofeng no matter how she coaxed Ma Xiaofeng. Zhao Ping put all the blame on Zhao Yun'er. Waiting for Ma Xiaofeng to run away, Liang Jinxiao frowned and said, Yun'er, Xiaofeng is quite pitiful. Yun'er, why don't we just forget about the money? Zhao Yun'er knew that Liang Jinxiao was soft-hearted, but she was not. Mother, look at Ma Xiaofeng. She's obviously using Ping, Jiejie to take advantage of you. We can't let this kind of person take advantage of us. Otherwise, she will continue to take advantage of us next time. Liang Jinxiao sighed. Thinking about it, Ma Xiaofeng did like to take advantage of others. The things belonged to Zhao Yun'er. She had no right to control Zhao Yun'er. She hoped that Zhao Yun'er would do the same, and that Ma Xiaofeng would learn from her mistakes. Mother, let's get back to work. Yeah. Liang Jinxiao nodded and continued to be busy with Zhao Yun'er. Not long after, two people arrived. One of them was Xiao Hong, and the others were women who often sold vegetables on the streets. When they arrived at the stall, they were also stunned. They had heard that the buns at this stall were very delicious, so they wanted to buy a few to try. He didn't expect the owner of this breakfast stall to be an old acquaintance. Why is it Zhao Yun'er and Mulan? When did they open a breakfast stall in Sun City? We didn't even know. There are so many people, and business is so good. I guess they can make a lot of money, right? That goes without saying. They'll definitely make more money than us. One basket of vegetable buns sold by them is probably enough for us to sell vegetables until we die from exhaustion. The women chattered in disgust, their voices filled with jealousy. After all, no one wanted to see others doing well, especially Zhao Yun'er doing well. Auntie, don't be envious of her. Her business is doing so well because she's capable. People will only buy it if it's delicious. Xiao Hong said. The women were very disdainful. What can she be capable of? I think she's just lucky. The heavens were really unfair. Good people are poor, but people like her still give her such a chance to make money. That's right. God is blind. Actually, we have a capital. We can open a breakfast stall next door. Who knows? We might be able to make money too. That's right. Why don't we open one together? Chapter 477. All right. Let's go buy buns then. Yes. Let's go buy buns and try their cooking. Let's see if it's similar to ours. Okay. Xiao Hong walked along with these women, thinking that since these people were so jealous of Zhao Yun'er opening a breakfast stall, they might cause some trouble. She could join the fun if she followed. To be honest, she was also a little jealous when she saw that Zhao Yun'er's stall's business was so good. When these women saw so many people lining up in front of Zhao Yun'er's stall, they were all waiting to buy buns. If they wanted to buy it, they would have to line up like everyone else. How long are we going to wait in such a long line? Yeah, why don't we not line up? Zhao Yun'er is from the same village as us. We know each other. Yes, we're from the same village. It's her honor to patronize her business. Naturally, we have to buy first. All right, then let's cut the line. We'll talk to Zhao Yun'er later. Okay, then let's not line up. It's a waste of time. As they spoke, the women squeezed into the line together. The people who were originally in line questioned the people who suddenly cut the line unhappily. What's wrong with you? Why are you cutting the line? Everyone is lining up. Why are you cutting in? Yes, line up consciously. Don't you see so many people lining up? Who are you? Why do you have to cut in line? The women were very unreasonable. What's wrong with us cutting in line? The person selling breakfast is from our village. We know her. Haven't you heard that it's easier to do things with connections? Of course we can cut in line if we know her. Who can you blame if you don't know her? Let's buy first. How could the people who were lining up obediently be willing? They started arguing with the women. That won't do. Who said that we can cut in line just because we know her? If we come here every day to buy, wouldn't we already know the boss? Let's ask the boss what the rules are for lining up to buy things at this stall. Because of the commotion, Zhao Yun'er was alarmed. Zhao Yun also heard the conversation just now. He frowned with some displeasure. Did these women deliberately come here to make trouble? Everyone looked at Zhao Yun'er, waiting for Zhao Yun'er to speak. Yun'er girl, quickly tell them to let us buy it first. Auntie, everyone is lining up. No one has any special privileges. If you want to buy my family's buns, you should also line up. Zhao Yun'er said lightly. She knew that if she really let these women buy it first, the other customers would definitely not be satisfied, who would line up obediently in the future. Not only would this affect the order in front of the stall, but it would also bring trouble to him. Most importantly, he would lose some customers. Therefore, Zhao Yun'er would rather offend these women than offend other guests. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, the women were very angry. Zhao Yun'er, what do you mean? Aren't we from the same village? We are from the same village, but what does it have to do with you lining up to buy things? Then can't you do us a favor? To think that we were kind enough to come over and take care of your business. Good intentions don't have good karma. Zhao Yun'er heard and sneered in her heart, so she had to thank them for coming over to cause trouble. Chapter 478. As Zhao Yun'er spoke, she gestured for the women to leave. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, the women were stunned. They never expected the outcome to be like this. Some of them were unwilling to accept it, and the people at the back of the line began to urge them. Hurry up and leave. You're blocking us from buying. As they spoke, some of them moved their hands and directly pushed the women away. The women stood at the side angrily. How could they accept such a huge loss of face? Sigh. The few aunties were kind enough to buy the buns, but they didn't expect Zhao Yun'er to be like this. If it were me, I would definitely let the aunties buy them first. Xiao Hong instigated. It would have been better if she didn't say it, but the women became even angrier. How can Zhao Yun'er be as sensible as Hong? Isn't it just opening a breakfast stall? How smug is she? Seriously, this kind of person got rich because the heavens didn't have eyes. She even looks down on us villagers. Who does she think she is? In the end, it's because she's not good enough. A slut is a slut. Seeing that she had successfully angered the women, a smug look flashed across Xiao Hong's eyes. These women were very talkative. When they returned to the village, they would probably spread rumors. At that time, there would probably be some unpleasant words about Zhao Yun'er. Today, Zhao Yun'er's mood was not very good because of the two incidents. After packing up the stall, Zhao Pinger also came back. She was thinking about buying cloth to make clothes. The few of them walked together to a shop that sold cloth. They chose a shop that was more affordable for commoners and went in. Zhao Yun'er looked around and picked a light pink cloth, which made her look younger. However, her body wasn't very old. She was only 19 years old. Some other dark-colored cloth looked rustic. Zhao Yun'er chose a dark purple one for Zhao Tianan. It looked better and was resistant to dirt. Zhao Tianan often went to the fields to do farm work. If he wore light-colored clothes, they would get dirty easily. She chose a blue horse for Zhao Tianfu, which was suitable for boys. It was not easy for Zhao Pinger to buy one, so it took her a long time to choose. Mother, do you think this looks good? Nice. What about this? It looks good too. And this? Pretty. Ping. Girl, just pick one. We're all waiting for you. Mother, can't you let me choose? It's my first time buying one, so I have to buy the best one. Liang Jinxiao sighed. He felt helpless when it came to his eldest daughter. Zhao Yun'er snorted softly. If she was ugly, she wouldn't look good in anything. Did she really think that she could turn herself into a great beauty just by doing this? Zhao Ping, finally chose a bright red one. Liang Jinxiao frowned and asked, Ping, I think this color is too bright. I'll definitely be criticized when I wear it back. Really? Of course it's true. Then I'll change it. Change it. Then I want this. Zhao Ping, picked up a purple-red one. Liang Jinxiao looked at it and thought it was okay. The color was brighter, but not as flashy as bright red. Pinger, this is good. Let's buy this. Zhao Pinger nodded happily. Chapter 479. Since she had said that she would spend the money, she had no choice but to do so. Sometimes, women still had to be willing to invest in themselves. She had to take advantage of her youth to avoid waiting until she was old. Even if she had a lot of money, it would be too late to invest. After buying these things, the few of them went home together. For the next few days, Liang Jinxiao made use of the time at night to rush Zhao Yuner's clothes. Liang Jinxiao was considered to be clever and skillful. The style of the clothes was very beautiful, and there were some flowers embroidered on it. It was very realistic. When Liang Jinxiao handed the clothes to Zhao Yun, to wear, Zhao Yun couldn't help but sigh. Mother, your needlework is really good. The flowers are embroidered beautifully. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, I learned it from your great-grandmother. I only learned a little bit. Great-grandmother? Yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded. Then great-grandmother is quite amazing? Yes. Liang Jinxiao smiled and told Zhao Yuner about her great-grandmother. It turned out that her great-grandmother was not simple. She used to be the daughter of a big family. Later on, her family declined, and she married into the countryside. She married Zhao Yun's great-grandfather. Therefore, her great-grandmother still knew a lot of skills. For example, embroidery was her specialty. Liang Jinxiao learned this skill from her. Yuner tried on, and see if it fits. Liang Jinxiao urged while holding the clothes. Zhao Yun nodded and tried the clothes on. As Liang Jinxiao had tailor-made the clothes according to her figure, it fit very well. After Zhao Yun changed into the new clothes, her entire temperament changed completely. The clothes outlined her slender figure. The pink clothes made her look like a delicate flower. The patterns on the hem of the skirt came alive when she twirled it. Liang Jinxiao looked at his daughter in a daze. After Zhao Yuner dressed up, she looked even prettier than the young ladies on the streets. Mother, what do you think? There was no mirror, so Zhao Yuner couldn't see the effect. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, Nice, very nice. Yuner, you look like a different person after changing your clothes. Really? Zhao Yuner felt that Liang Jinxiao was exaggerating. Really? Why would mother lie to you? Haha. All right then, I believe you. But mother, I can only wear these clothes at home. I can't wear them when I sell breakfast in the morning. The oil stains are hard to wash off. It's fine. Just put on another set of clothes. Come back early when you're done. Just take off your outer clothes. Zhao Yuner thought about it and felt that it was fine. In order to wear the new clothes, Zhao Yuner specially took a bath first, so that her smelly sweat wouldn't dirty the clothes. After taking a bath, Zhao Yuner took the wooden basin to the river to wash the clothes. Zhao Yuner casually tied her hair into a bun. 2 bangs fell on her forehead, and a red bow was tied on her head. During this period of time, she had been applying honey to her face. Her skin was much smoother and fairer. Her complexion was very good. Coupled with the pink dress, she looked very girlish. She was a vivid beauty. When she walked in the village, she attracted a lot of attention. After all, there were very few people in the village who were so good-looking and dressed so well. When the men saw her, many of them revealed some greed. Chapter 480. When the women saw Zhao Yun, they looked at her with hatred. Women were naturally jealous. They couldn't bear to see other women who were prettier and prettier than them. They also couldn't bear to see their men staring at other women in a daze, as if they had enough. So after Zhao Yun walked past, many women gathered together and criticized Zhao Yun. Isn't she just seducing men by dressing so flirtatiously in the village? She doesn't have a man, so she's seducing someone else's man. She's so cheap. Isn't that so? She can't hold back her thirst. It's not like there haven't been rumors about her and other men in the past. Looks like the rumors in the past were true. I wasn't sure in the past, but now it looks like it's most likely true. Sisters, you have to keep an eye on your men at night. Don't let them be seduced by this slut. Got it. If my man dares to go over, I'll break his legs. Zhao Yun didn't hear these women's discussion. If she did, she would probably explode in anger. Why didn't they take a look at their men? Would she seduce them? When Xiao Hong saw Zhao Yun's outfit, she gritted her teeth in jealousy. Lu Lei liked Zhao Yun to begin with. Now that Zhao Yun was dressed so nicely, would Lu Lei still like her? In order to seek psychological comfort, she also started to discuss with these women. Zhao Yun is so pretty now. I reckon any man will like her. Luckily, I'm not married yet. I don't have to worry about the men at home like all of you. After Xiao Hong said that, the other women snorted. She just earned some money. She's dressed so flirtatiously. This kind of woman can only be looked at and doesn't care about the family. It's useless to marry her. She spends money recklessly. No matter how much property she has, she can still squander it. Xiao Hong hurriedly agreed. That's right. Marry a virtuous wife. You should marry someone like all of you, virtuous and thrifty. You shouldn't spend money in improper places. No matter how pretty a face is, it can't be eaten. You marry a wife to live your life, not to serve her. Xiao Hong's flattery made the women feel better. Thus, she began to praise Xiao Hong as well. Hong, when it comes to looks, you're not inferior to Zhao Yun at all. You're more sensible, virtuous, and frugal than her. Even if your family has money, you don't squander it. Otherwise, with your Xiao family's conditions, what kind of beautiful clothes can't you buy? That's right. Hong is a sensible girl. Whoever marries her will be blessed. It's a pity that I only have one son. Otherwise, I would have let him marry into my family. It's all right. Hong is such a good girl. A good man will eventually discover her. You'll definitely find a good man in the future. Being praised by these people, Xiao Hong lowered her head shyly. Zhao Yun came to the riverside, quickly washed the clothes, and then carried a bucket of water back. On the way, they met Zhao Si. Zhao Si came back from work outside and saw that Zhao Yun was having difficulty carrying the heavy bucket of water. He went up to help and said, Cousin Yun, let me help you carry it. Zhao Yun glanced at Zhao Si and rejected him. No need, brother Zhao Si. I can carry it myself. I'm on the way, so let me help you carry it. Cousin Yun, are you still angry at me because of the joke I made last time? Zhao Si was referring to the time when he put her and Lu Lei together. Chapter 481. Since you're not angry with me, I'll let you carry it for you. It's not a big deal anyway. I can help. Zhao Yun couldn't win against Zhao Si, so she had no choice but to agree. Thank you, brother Zhao Si. Zhao Si shook his head. It's okay. You're welcome. Zhao Yun pursed her lips. She felt that Zhao Si was quite enthusiastic. However, Zhao Si was her relative. It was normal for him to take care of her. However, when the two of them walked together, rumors immediately spread that Zhao Yun seduced Zhao Si. Some people who wanted to stir up trouble went directly to Zhao Si's house and told his wife. Zhao Si's wife, Nian, rushed to Zhao Yun's house with a kitchen knife. Many women also came to join the fun. What the women wanted to see was Zhao Yun being defeated. They didn't dare and had no reason to stir up trouble. They had to find someone to stand up for her. When Zhao Yun and Zhao Si came over, they were stunned when they saw the scene. Zhao Si said to Nian, Qin, why are you here with a kitchen knife? Why are you not cooking at home in here? Nian glared at Zhao Si angrily. I'm here to settle the score with this vixen. She seduced my man of all people. Zhao Si was stunned. He digested what Nian meant. Did his wife mean that Zhao Yun seduced him? While Zhao Si was stunned, Nian had already rushed toward Zhao Yun with a kitchen knife. She looked like she wanted to fight Zhao Yun to the death. Zhao Si hurriedly took it down and yelled at Nian, What are you doing? Seeing that Zhao Si was protecting Zhao Yun, Nian made a bigger fuss. Zhao Si, are you protecting this little b asterisk tch? Zhao Si glared at Nian and said fiercely, "What do you mean by protecting her? You're just talking nonsense. Why did he rush over with a kitchen knife and say such things? Who told you that cousin Yunner seduced me? Why don't you use your brain and think about it? We are cousins. What else can happen?" Just now, he saw that it was difficult for her to carry the water alone, so he helped her carry it back. He didn't know that such a small thing could be described as seduction. Do you know that this will ruin cousin Yunner's reputation? Nian calmed down after being scolded by Zhao Si. Thinking about it, Zhao Si and Zhao Yun were cousins. What else could happen? If something really happened, there would be incest. She knew a man well. He would never do such a thing. Moreover, other than seeing Zhao Si helping Zhao Yun carry the wooden bucket, she really didn't see Zhao Si do anything out of line. Along the way, she had been instigated by other women, so she didn't know the specific situation. All right, hurry up and apologize to cousin Yunner. Don't be so reckless next time. Nian knew that she was in the wrong, so she immediately apologized. Cousin Yunner, I'm so sorry. I don't have a brain. I believe everything others say. This time I wronged you. Nian's attitude was good. Just now, Zhao Si also helped her to scold Zhao Yun. Naturally, Zhao Yun wouldn't hold on to it. Chapter 482. Zhao Yun's sharp eyes swept across the group of women who were watching. They were so scared that they trembled and didn't dare to make a sound. All right, let's go back. Don't follow the crowd next time. Don't talk nonsense if you don't know the situation. Look, aren't all the rumors false? Zhao Si tugged at Nian's arm. She said that for Nian's sake, as well as for those who spread rumors. After that, Zhao Si said to Zhao Yun, Cousin Yun, I'll go back first. Zhao Yun nodded. The people who were there to watch the show gradually dispersed. Seeing these people leave, Zhao Yun was a little annoyed. They always said that she seduced men. Who was she seducing? It takes two to clap. Since the man wanted to cheat, it meant that there was something wrong with him. Why did they have to blame it on the woman? Zhao Yun hated people who had an affair with other women behind his wife's back, not to mention having a relationship with them. A group of brainless women. At night, Zhao Yun was grinding beans under the candlelight. Dowdo had already gone to bed. Now that the trial sale had been going on for a while, the soybean milk was selling quite well. It cost 2 coins per cup. It was delicious and nutritious. Many people bought soybean milk with fried dough sticks. There were quite a lot of rich people in Yang City. They didn't feel reluctant to spend money on food. If this soybean milk was brought to a small town, it probably wouldn't sell so well. Zhao Yun was grinding when the door of her house suddenly rang. Knock, knock, knock. Someone was knocking on the door. Zhao Yun frowned. Could it be that a B***starred really came to find her? Who is it? Zhao Yun asked. The person outside didn't answer. Who is it? Zhao Yun asked again. Still, no one answered. Zhao Yun cursed in her heart. He was even playing with her. How interesting. If you know what's good for you, get out of here quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. You're in for it. Zhao Yun threatened, but the man outside the door still did not leave. Zhao Yun frowned. This man wouldn't want to force it, right? Did he know that a woman like her was easy to bully? Mother asterisk her, if he really dared to use force, she wouldn't mind beating him until he begged for mercy. Bang, bang, bang. Someone knocked on the door again. Zhao Yun decided to open the door first and deal with this man, just like how she dealt with Zhu Sanlu. Thus, he opened the door. When Zhao Yun saw a black figure come in, she took the basket and covered his head. Then, she picked up the rolling pin at home and threw it at the man. I'll beat you to death. How dare you come here in the middle of the night? If I don't teach you a lesson, you won't know how powerful I am. Zhao Yun scolded angrily as she hit him. Yun, it's me. Yun, don't hit me. It's me. The man begged for mercy. Zhao Yun was stunned. This voice was so familiar. This person's figure also seemed very familiar. Zhao Yun suddenly remembered that it was Mu Yinfeng. She was a little excited and a little uncertain. Was it really Mu Yinfeng? But why did he come here so late? Just as Zhao Yun was puzzled, Mu Yinfeng took the basket off his head. Yun, are you trying to murder your husband? Mu Yinfeng's tone had a trace of playfulness and helplessness. This time, he came back with great difficulty. He didn't expect to be treated like this by Zhao Yuner. It was really a little frustrating. Chapter 483. Mu Yinfeng smiled helplessly. If it wasn't me, who else could it be? Yuner, it wasn't easy for me to come back just to see you, but you beat me up until I'm covered in scars. Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched. She also felt a little embarrassed and distressed after hitting Mu Yinfeng. That's because you didn't say it yourself. I didn't know who it was. I wanted to give you a surprise. Mu Yinfeng explained. Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched a few more times, and she continued to talk to Mu Yinfeng. Then you should be glad that I didn't beat you to death. You didn't say a word, and I didn't know it was you. A few days ago, there was one who came running over. I beat him up and threw him out. Zhao Yun was talking about Zhu Sanlu. Hearing Zhao Yun's words, Mu Yinfeng's eyes suddenly became sharp. A man came to find you? Who is it? Zhao Yun looked at Mu Yinfeng with a murderous gaze. It was probably because he didn't want to see his woman being provoked by other men. I've already taught them a lesson. Don't worry, it's useless even if they come. If one comes, I'll beat one. If two come, I'll beat both of them. I'll beat them to death. Looking at Zhao Yun's fierce look, Mu Yinfeng's mouth suddenly curled into a smile. His Yuner was so cute. Mu Yinfeng also knew that Zhao Yun must have suffered a lot while he was gone. If he could accompany her by her side, it wouldn't be like this. Therefore, Mu Yinfeng took a step forward, walked in front of Zhao Yun and pulled Zhao Yun into his arms. Mu Yinfeng whispered in Zhao Yun's ear. Zhao Yun felt that she was caught off guard and fell into a broad embrace. Mu Yinfeng's pleasant smell enveloped her whole body. Mu Yinfeng hugged her so tightly that Zhao Yun didn't even have a chance to struggle. However, this feeling of being hugged tightly by Mu Yinfeng was somewhat warm. Her heart couldn't help but beat at this moment. Mu Yinfeng buried his face in Zhao Yun's neck and said to Zhao Yun, Yun, I miss you so. I've been thinking of you all this time. I've been thinking of you all the time. Facing Mu Yinfeng's affectionate confession, Zhao Yun blushed slightly. I miss you too. Seeing that you didn't come back for so long, I thought that you didn't want me and Daodu anymore. There wasn't even a message from you. Zhao Yun's tone was a little reproachful. Because she missed him, she blamed him for not even sending her a message. Yun, I'm sorry. Aren't I back now? This time, I'll never leave you guys again. Mu Yinfeng hugged Zhao Yun tightly. Zhao Yun didn't know whether she should believe him or not. Maybe he had to leave again in the future for some special reason. However, Zhao Yun could feel Mu Yinfeng's heart. This man was making a promise to her. It wasn't easy for him to do this. I know. The atmosphere between the two of them became more and more ambiguous. Mu Yinfeng couldn't help but caress Zhao Yun's face. He kissed her forehead, then began to kiss her face, and finally her lips. His lips covered those two soft areas, just like cotton. There was a hint of sweetness amidst the freshness. After tasting it, he sank deeper and deeper. Chapter 484. He was greedy, and Zhao Yun could only passively accept it. Mu Yinfeng's kiss was so passionate that she almost couldn't breathe. Zhao Yun tried to push him away, but she couldn't muster up any strength in front of Mu Yinfeng. She had just opened up a little when Mu Yinfeng's hand grabbed her head again. This guy, could he not be so violent? Her mouth was about to be bitten off. Mu Yinfeng had no intention of letting go. Their movements woke up Daodu, who was in the bed. Daodu poked his head out and saw Zhao Yun and Mu Yinfeng passionately together. Although Daodu was very excited to see her father come back, she still obediently did not disturb the intimacy between the two of them. His head, which had originally poked out, went back into the blanket and continued to pretend to be asleep. Zhao Yun couldn't break free, so she could only accept it. Mu Yinfeng's kiss was so passionate that Zhao Yun's body slowly went limp. She suddenly thought of a phrase like a wolf or a tiger. Mu Yinfeng was a wolf and a tiger, and he wanted to eat her up. After a while, Mu Yinfeng stopped kissing and continued to hug Zhao Yun. Yun, I really miss you. I know you miss me, but why are you here so late? After all, it was already so late. Mu Yinfeng wasn't in a hurry to come over, was he? I just arrived in Yang City in the evening. After I settled the matters in Yang City, I rushed over to you. After saying that, Mu Yinfeng added another sentence. Because I miss my wife and son, and I desperately want to see them. I don't want to waste any time. Zhao Yun's heart was filled with a touch of sweetness. It turned out that he was always thinking about her. Zhao Yun called out to Mu Yinfeng. You must be tired from the day. Come and rest. He had been on the road for the whole day, so he was probably exhausted. Mu Yinfeng nodded. The two of them lay on the bed in each other's arms. Although he was a little sleepy, Mu Yinfeng suddenly couldn't bear to sleep. He had been waiting for this moment for so long, and he finally returned to Zhao Yun's side. Yun'er, His Majesty ordered me to do something here, and it will probably take a while. Once this matter is done, I can ask His Majesty to grant a marriage. Mu Yinfeng hugged Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun couldn't help but be curious. Here, in this village, we're going to mine in the mountains. There's a huge iron ore mine in the mountains. His Majesty is expanding the army, so he needs more weapons. We found it 3 years ago. We came here at that time, but there weren't many people. We were stationed at the foot of the mountain. This time, we're going to start the official mining. His Majesty is in charge of it. So Yun'er, during this time, I'll be in the village to accompany you. Zhao Yun'er nodded. She could understand. The ancient times were the era of weapons. Once the army expanded, weapons were indispensable. This required a large amount of iron. Once a mine was found, it was normal to mine the iron ore, and mining the mine wasn't something that could be done overnight. That meant that Mu Yinfeng would stay in their village for a long time. She wasn't in a hurry to marry Mu Yinfeng. As long as this man could stay by her side, it was fine. Okay, Yun'er, if only I could meet you earlier. Why didn't I see you when I came to the village 3 years ago? Mu Yinfeng said regretfully. Chapter 485. Zhao Yun'er smiled. It's hard to say when it comes to fate. You didn't meet me in the past, so it can only be said that fate hasn't arrived yet. Perhaps you might not have taken a fancy to me when we met then. To fall in love with someone, one had to consider the right time, place, and people. Mu Yinfeng thought about it and agreed. The first time he met Zhao Yun'er, he was attracted by her uniqueness. If it wasn't for that time, he wouldn't have noticed this woman. The two of them chatted for a while more before falling asleep. The next morning, Zhao Yun'er went to sell breakfast as usual. On the way back, she bumped into Ma Xiaofeng, who was sitting on the ox cart. There were still some vegetables in the basket she was carrying. She probably didn't sell all the vegetables on the street, so these are the leftovers. Lu Lei, Xiao Hong, and other acquaintances were also sitting on the cart. Zhao Yun almost forgot about the 24 copper coins that Ma Xiaofeng owed her. She was too busy every day, so sometimes she would forget about it. Zhao Yun'er's little donkey slowed down a little when it caught up with the ox cart. The moment Ma Xiaofeng saw Zhao Yun'er, she quickly averted her gaze, not daring to look at Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er knew that Ma Xiaofeng was afraid that she would ask for money. She would avoid it if she could. Zhao Yun didn't ask for it previously, so she thought that she had forgotten. As long as she didn't appear in front of Zhao Yun'er, she probably wouldn't remember it either. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, Ma Xiaofeng, how's business today? Zhao Yun'er's sudden question made Ma Xiaofeng's heart tighten. She knew that Zhao Yun definitely wanted money. No, nothing, Ma Xiaofeng answered guiltily. It wouldn't be good if she didn't answer. The 24 copper coins you owe me, I thought you would take the initiative to give it to me. But I've waited for a few days and still haven't seen it. If you still don't send it over, I'll go to your house and ask for it. Zhao Yun'er said faintly. She didn't really want to find trouble with Ma Xiaofeng, but she really hated this woman's character. He owed her 24 copper coins, yet he didn't say a word and even avoided her. If she forgot about it, she would really not return it. She wanted to get lucky. When Ma Xiaofeng heard this, her face turned green with fright. Actually, she had been selling vegetables in Yang City every day for such a long time. Sometimes, she would walk there because she wanted to earn more money. Then, she could save 1 or 2 copper coins from the money she earned from selling vegetables. If Zhao Yun'er really asked her for money, she would have the money to pay. She couldn't tell her mother about this. If her mother knew that she owed 24 copper coins, she would definitely skin her alive. Big Sister Yun'er, can you give me a few more days? I'll send it over to you later. Ma Xiaofeng asked nervously. Zhao Yun'er wasn't sure if Ma Xiaofeng really meant it or if she wanted to delay it for as long as possible. Perhaps she would forget about it one day. It's been a few days, but you still haven't shown any signs of returning it. You didn't even tell me before. Tell me, how can I believe you? Zhao Yun'er asked in return. Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip aggrievedly. Tears welled up in her eyes. Big Sister Yun'er, I beg you. Just give me a few more days. I promise I'll return it. Please don't let my mother know about this. I don't want to be beaten. With that, Ma Xiaofeng started crying. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, she really looked a little pitiful. Crying like this in front of so many people made Zhao Yun'er seem a little overbearing when asking for money. Chapter 486. She knew how to act pitiful in front of everyone to gain sympathy. Of course, this world sympathized with the weak. The people in the carriage immediately began to speak up for Ma Xiaofeng. They were from the same village and knew very well that Ma Xiaofeng's family was poor and did not have it easy. Ma Xiaofeng's cheap mother often scolded and beat her. If they knew that Ma Xiaofeng owed Zhao Yun'er 24 copper coins, they would probably kill her. Yun'er girl, forget it. Anyway, you sell breakfast every day to earn money. Do you still care about Xiaofeng's 24 copper coins? That's right. Yun'er girl, Xiaofeng is so pitiful. Why do you still want her money? You're so stingy. If I could earn money like you, I would definitely not want it. I also think that it's better to forget it. Xiaofeng's family is often so poor that they can't eat. How can they take out 24 copper coins? Listening to these women's words, Zhao Yun'er only felt that it was ridiculous. It was really easy for them to talk. It was not their money, so they said it so easily. They were really standing on a moral high ground to condemn others. Zhao Yun'er really did not know what to say to this kind of people. Zhao Yun'er hooked up the corner of her mouth and sneered. Aunties, what you're saying is wrong. It's my business that I have money. It's not easy for anyone to earn money. 24 copper coins is also not a small amount. Why don't I want it? When these big landlords collect the land rent, aren't they very rich? When did they exempt you from the rent? In ancient times, some people had few fields and could not feed their families. They would rent some fields to farm. However, the rent was really too much. Most of the harvest from one mu of land was given to the landlords. They only kept a pitiful small portion and worked themselves to death in a year. But if they did not rent the land, then they would not get any food and would only starve to death. After being refuted by Zhao Yun'er, these people were suddenly speechless. They could only force a few words. It's not the same. How is it not the same? It's not all about money. Ma Xiaofeng looked at the situation. It was useless for others to speak up for her. Zhao Yun'er was really determined to get money. Immediately, he pulled a long face, looking very sad. The people on the ox cart sympathized with Ma Xiaofeng even more. Of all the people he could provoke, he just had to provoke Zhao Yun'er. Even Lu Lei showed a trace of pity, but he couldn't comment. He knew that Zhao Yun'er must have her reasons for doing this. He would not get involved. Lu Lei's pity was caught by Xiao Hong. Xiao Hong quickly jumped out and said, Yun'er, actually, Xiao Feng didn't say that she wouldn't return it to you. Why don't you slow down a little? Little Feng is also quite pitiful. After Xiao Hong said that, the women by the side agreed. Zhao Yun'er glanced at Xiao Hong. She finally knew how to pretend to be kind. I've already extended the deadline for a few days. It's not like I didn't give her a chance. Xiao Hong sighed and said, Yun'er, can you not be so overbearing? Where it's possible to let people off, one should forgive them. Why can't you let Xiao Feng off? Zhao Yun'er was not a fool. Xiao Hong was only standing up for Lu Lei to see. This woman disgusted her too much. Zhao Yun'er sneered and stared at Xiao Hong, making Xiao Hong's heart numb. She could only say, then how about this? I'll help Xiao Feng pay the 24 copper coins first. Xiao Feng can return it to me later. so that you won't chase Xiao Feng for it. Chapter 487. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Xiao Hong, touched. Sister Hong, I'll definitely return the money to you when I earn it. Xiao Hong smiled and comforted her. It's all right, Xiao Feng. Take your time. I'm not in a hurry. Ma Xiaofeng was even more grateful. When Xiao Hong's behavior was compared to Zhao Yun'er's, there was no doubt that Zhao Yun'er was a very mean person. Zhao Yun'er, here you go. Xiao Hong handed the copper coins over. Zhao Yun accepted it without hesitation. She sneered and cursed in her heart. Keep pretending. Let's see how long you can keep pretending. That's fine. Now we're even. I'm leaving. Zhao Yun said as she drove her little donkey away. After Zhao Yun left, the women in the carriage began to criticize Zhao Yun and praise Xiao Hong. After all, Xiao Hong didn't care about money at this time and helped them, making them feel that Xiao Hong was generous and righteous. Sister Hong, thank you so much. If it weren't for you, my mother would definitely beat you to death. A kind person like you will definitely have good karma. Of course, a person like Hong will definitely have good karma. Whoever marries her will be blessed. Lulei, to be honest, that Zhao Yun'er isn't much. She's very mean, and her behavior is a little indecent. I just don't know why you can't figure it out. Hong is such a good girl. That's right. It's just marrying into the family. You're the only one in your family. It doesn't matter even if you marry in. These women began to persuade Lulei. Lulei was very embarrassed and didn't know how to respond. However, Xiao Hong's image in his heart changed a little. He didn't hate her as much. When Zhao Yun returned home, Daodu and Zhao Tianfu weren't there. She didn't know where they went. The village was quite lively today. Because the imperial court was opening up a mine, they sent many troops over. There were probably a few hundred people stationed at the foot of the mountain. As the village chief, Li Zheng naturally received these people. The villagers all came over to watch the fun and talk about the reclamation of the iron mine. Opening up a mine was a physical job, so it required manpower. Other than the people sent by the imperial court, they also wanted to recruit more people. Coincidentally, Shuilan village was right next to a mountain. Undoubtedly, it was much more convenient to recruit people from the village. Therefore, many people thought that if they could mine in the mountains, they would definitely earn a lot of money. It was definitely better than farming in the countryside. In addition, with so many people working, it would be good for the little woman to go over and sell some food and drinks. The miners were not criminals. They were free to move around. They worked hard and were very generous with their food. The people from the imperial court set up a stockade at the foot of the mountain and settled down. In addition to the miners, the smelters and weaponsmiths would come one after another. On the way back, Zhao Yun heard the women chattering about this matter. He said that it was a good thing for the Shuilan village, and it was also a chance to make a fortune. Zhao Yun also heard about the mining from Mu Lianfeng last night, so she wasn't too surprised. Zhao Yun first tidied up the things in the house. When lunch was almost ready, she saw an adult and a child walking towards her house. It was Mu Lianfeng and Daodu. Mu Lianfeng held Daodu's hand with a smile on his face. Daodu also grinned, as if he hadn't been so happy in a long time. Chapter 488. I was wondering why you were missing. So you left with your father. Zhao Yun said with a smile. Looking at this big and small figure, Zhao Yun's mouth also hooked up into a smile. Right now, the three of them looked like a happy family. Daodu ran excitedly to Zhao Yun and said, Yes, mother. Father took Daodu to the foot of the mountain to see the people that father brought over. There are so many of them. Father is so amazing. Daodu's eyes sparkled as he spoke. He looked at Mu Lianfeng with admiration. Mu Lianfeng was probably a great hero in Daodu's heart. In the end, she couldn't be both a father and a mother. Children still hoped to have a father who was as tall as a mountain and as heroic as a hero. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head and said with a smile, Okay, let's eat quickly. Daodu raised his little face and smiled sweetly. Zhao Yun took out the dishes from the pot and called out to Mu Lianfeng and Daodu to eat. The pork bone soup at noon was fragrant after sprinkling some chopped green onions. The vegetables were crispy and sweet, and after adding 2 drops of sesame oil, it was even more refreshing. There was also a plate of scrambled eggs with chili and a plate of steamed bacon. 3 dishes and a soup. It wasn't very sumptuous, but Mu Yinfeng was drooling. He couldn't wait to eat. Before eating, Zhao Yuner scooped a bowl of soup for Mu Yinfeng and said to Mu Yinfeng, "Drink some soup first." "Okay." Mu Yinfeng smiled and took it. "Thank you, Yuner." "You're welcome." Mu Yinfeng took a bite and said with a smile, "Yuner, your cooking is still the best." A bowl of soup soon entered Mu Yinfeng's stomach. Zhao Yuner gave Mu Yinfeng another bowl of rice, and Mu Yinfeng wolfed it down. It was as if he hadn't eaten for hundreds of years. In the end, Mu Yinfeng ate a total of 4 or 5 bowls of rice. He didn't stop until all the dishes on his plate were gone. Zhao Yuner looked at Mu Yinfeng and couldn't help laughing. "How long have you not eaten properly?" Mu Yinfeng elegantly wiped his mouth and said with a smile, "It's true that I haven't eaten before. It's just that other people's food doesn't suit my taste." Your cooking is still the best." After hearing Mu Yinfeng's words, Zhao Yuner looked at him carefully and found that he had lost a lot of weight. Zhao Yuner thought to herself that she had to make some good food for Mu Yinfeng these days to make up for the weight he had lost. Daddy can eat so much. No wonder Daddy is so tall. Dowdu should eat more too. You'll grow up to be like Daddy in the future. Dowdu hurriedly lowered his head and dug into the rice in his bowl again. He ate a little more than usual. Seeing Dowdu like this, Mu Yinfeng's behavior had a great impact on him. Zhao Yuner suddenly felt that if Mu Yinfeng could stay by Dowdu's side all the time, Dowdu's personality would also be influenced by Mu Yinfeng and become a brave and righteous person in the future. After Mu Yinfeng finished eating, he said to Zhao Yuner reluctantly, "Yuner, I still have work to do. There are a lot of things waiting for me to arrange over there. I'll come back for dinner and accompany you and Dowdu in the evening." Zhao Yuner smiled and nodded. He had his own things to do. She wouldn't be so unreasonable as to ask him to accompany her. "Go ahead. If I have time, I'll bring you some food." Mu Yinfeng's lips curved into a smile. "Okay." Chapter 489. Mulan said, "Yuner, I heard that the people who came to our mountain to mine are from the imperial court." "Yes. I also heard that it was the crown prince who brought people here." Zhao Yuner was stunned. How did the news spread so quickly? Everyone knew that Mu Yinfeng was here. Zhao Yun nodded and replied, "Yes, the crown prince is here." "Did the crown prince come to look for you?" "Yes, he did." Zhao Yun didn't know why Mulan was asking this. She felt a little guilty. Mulan sighed and said, "That's good. Yuner, it seems that the crown prince is serious about you. It's not easy to find a good man these days. You must cherish him." "I know, sister-in-law Mulan. Brother Eru is not bad either. He's a real man." Mulan smiled shyly at the mention of this. Her man was indeed quite manly. He could protect his child and wife. Moreover, he was quite aggressive at night. During this period of time, she felt that she had become much younger after being nourished. Speaking of which, Zhao Yuner's fish bubbles were still the best. If it weren't for Zhao Yuner frequently sending some over, she wouldn't have dared to make so many fish bubbles after washing them. Otherwise, she would be worried that she wouldn't be able to raise a child if she got pregnant. At the mention of Mu Yinfeng, Liang Jinxiao also started to be concerned. "Yuner, didn't you say that there's nothing between you and the crown prince? Why are you now?" "Mother, it's nothing. We haven't confirmed that we're together. We're dating now," Zhao Yuner replied. "I see, Sai. No matter what, if the crown prince takes a fancy to you, it's your fortune. You can even be a concubine," Liang Jinxiao nagged. Zhao Yun could only agree. However, she knew very well that she wouldn't be a concubine. "Yuner girl, are you home?" A woman's voice suddenly came from outside the door. Zhao Yuner looked outside. It was Zhao Yuner's eldest grandmother, Madame who was also Zhao Baoshan's eldest brother's wife. Zhao Yuner frowned slightly. She hadn't interacted with her eldest grandmother for hundreds of years. Why was she here today? Zhao Yun. remembered that in the past few years when the original owner had an accident, her young mistress had scolded her a lot. She felt that she had gotten pregnant before marriage and had embarrassed the entire old Zhao family. Why was she so enthusiastic about coming to her house today? Eldest grandmother, what's the matter? Zhao Yuner asked faintly. Her tone wasn't very pleasant. Madame, who didn't think much of it, and continued to smile warmly at Zhao Yun. Yuner, girl, it's nothing. I just brought you some eggs. They're for you and Daodu to nourish your bodies. As she spoke, Madame, who handed the basket in her hand to Zhao Yun, Zhao Yuner saw that there were more than 10 eggs in the basket. Her frown deepened, and she directly said, Eldest grandmother, why did you bring me eggs for no reason? I have some at home. It's better for you to keep these good things for yourself. Madame, who didn't expect Zhao Yun to refuse without even looking at it. These eggs were a rare thing. Why didn't Zhao Yuner accept it? Madame, who smiled awkwardly and said, Yuner, girl, take it. It's a little token of my appreciation. Zhao Yuner still didn't accept it and said, Eldest grandmother, you must have a reason for bringing these eggs over. If you have something to say, just say it. Chapter 490. Zhao Yuner responded, Go ahead. Yuner, young mistress heard that you have a good relationship with the heir of the crown prince. Today, the heir of the crown prince even came down from the mountain to have lunch with you. Zhao Yun thought that Madame, who was well aware of Mu Yinfeng's movements, she reckoned that everyone in the village was secretly paying attention to it. Yes, what's the matter? Madame, who smiled. It's like this. Yuner, I heard that when the time comes to mine in the mountains, we will need to recruit people from the nearby villages. I reckon that there will be more people going than the people we need to recruit. Your uncles and cousins, I was wondering if you could talk to the heir of the crown prince and arrange for them to work in the mines so that they can earn some money. When Zhao Yuner heard this, she finally understood why Madame, who had come to her house. Mining in the mountains meant that the government would pay a lot of money every day. The imperial court would naturally treat them well if they worked for the imperial court. For the villagers, this was a good way to earn money. After mining in the mountains, they would probably be able to earn a lot of money. Everyone was fighting for the job, but there were not many people who wanted it. Therefore, they had to think of ways to make connections to ensure that they could get such a good job. However, it was not easy to find connections. Who would know the heir of the crown prince? Not only Zhao Yun, Madame, who did not want to have any contact with Zhao Yun but she still came for the money. Seeing that Zhao Yun was silent, Madame, who asked anxiously, Yun, can you help me with this? Zhao Yuner smiled coldly and found it a little funny. When she begged her butt was hot. When she did not beg her, she did not think about how she had treated her in the past. Zhao Yuner hated this kind of person the most. Young mistress, it's not good for a woman like me to get involved in this kind of thing. The heir of the crown prince has his own arrangements. Therefore, I can't help you with this matter. When Madame, who heard Zhao Yuner's words, her face immediately darkened. How can you be like this? He didn't even help his own relatives. Wasn't it just a casual mention in front of the crown prince? Really? Zhao Yuner found it ridiculous. Was it her fault for not helping? Young mistress, even if I mention it casually, it might not be useful. Shitsi doesn't like me asking about his business. Don't make things difficult for me. Zhao Yuner replied coldly. Madame, who snorted, What do you mean by not allowing you to meddle in his business? I think the heir doesn't look at you seriously. You can't say anything in front of him. I reckon that she was just toyed with by the crown prince and was quickly abandoned. Let's see what else you can show off about. Madame, whose words were said out of anger. She was simply blaming Zhao Yuner for not helping. Zhao Yuner curled the corners of her mouth. She was too lazy to argue with Madame, who over this matter. Young mistress, since you've said so, then I can't help you with this matter. Please go back. Madame, who angrily glared at Zhao Yuner. She was still unwilling to give up. If all of their branches were to be arranged into the family, the money they would earn would be enough to buy several mu of land. Then, their lives would be much better. Now that the plan was ruined, they did not know how many of them would be selected. After Madame, who left, Liang Jinxiao sighed and comforted. Your young mistress is like this. Don't lower yourself to her level. Chapter 491. That's good. Actually, everyone in the clan doesn't really like your eldest grandma. Back when your grandmother and eldest grandma were still living in the same house, they quarreled fiercely. When the family split up, your grandfather's branch didn't get anything. Your eldest grandma's branch took everything. So the relationship between our two families isn't very good, Liang Jinxiao said. Zhao Yun actually didn't know about this. However, it seemed that Madame Hu and Hua Chunhua were both eccentric people. She didn't know who was more powerful between the two of them. They were probably on par, right? If there was a chance, she would definitely provoke the battle between Madame Hu and Hua Chunhua and watch the show. Speaking of mining, Zhao Yun thought that since they were really recruiting people, she should tell Mu Lianfeng and arrange for her father, fourth uncle, second cousin brother, and Zhu Eru to go. As the saying went, one should keep the goodies within one's own family. If the few of them went, they could more or less earn a little. It would be a little tiring, but it was definitely much better than planting crops in the fields. Thus, she told Mulan and Liang Jinxiao about this. Mulan readily agreed. This was a good opportunity. She saved money from selling breakfast every day. Coupled with the money Zhu Eru earned from mining, they could save up a sum of money to build a house as soon as possible. Liang Jinxiao also nodded in agreement. He felt that this opportunity didn't come easily when everyone was fighting for it. Thinking about it, it's useless for second cousin brother and fourth uncle to work. Didn't they give all the money to grandpa and grandma? Zhao Yun suddenly thought of this problem. These two people work hard for nothing and earned money for the old Zhao family to spend. They hadn't split up yet, so they couldn't keep the money for themselves. Zhao Yun thought for a moment and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, go back and discuss with grandpa and grandma. If they agree to let second cousin and fourth uncle keep half of the money they earn as pocket money, I can help them to arrange for second cousin and fourth uncle to mine in the mountains." Hua Chunhua would definitely not agree if he did not give her a single cent. Both parties could accept the other half. Liang Jinxiao replied, "All right, I'll go back and ask." Throughout the afternoon, there were many people who came to visit, all for the mining business. Zhao Yun persuaded them to leave one by one. These people were really annoying. When they didn't ask for her help, they avoided her. When they asked for her help, they were more enthusiastic than the other. Fortunately, she had figured it out during this period of time. As for people who suddenly appeared to curry favor with her, she just ignored them. Liang Jinxiao went back and asked. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua didn't have any objections. After all, if they didn't agree, they wouldn't be able to earn a single cent. If they agreed, at least old Zhao's family would be able to earn some money. Besides, the other half of the money would still be kept by old Zhao's family and not given to others. Mu Lianfeng came back for dinner and had a little to eat. Zhao Yun especially made red braised pork, mapo tofu, meat rolls with eggs, and stir-fried vegetables for Mu Lianfeng. Looking at the sumptuous dishes, Mu Lianfeng's lips curled into a blissful smile. It's so good to have a wife. You can eat delicious food. Zhao Yun was amused by Mu Lianfeng. She smiled and said, "Of course it's good to have a wife. Someone can cook and warm the bed." As Zhao Yun blurted out, Mu Lianfeng's chopsticks paused. He looked at Zhao Yun meaningfully. The corners of his mouth curled into a smile as he said, "Since my wife says so, can you warm the bed tonight?" Chapter 492. It's not that cold anymore. Why do you still need someone to warm your bed? But I'm cold. Then I'll let Daodu cover it for you. How can Daodu be as warm as you? Who said that? A child's but has 3 fires. Daodu is definitely much warmer than me. When Zhao Yun said this, Mu Lianfeng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If she wanted to reject him, then so be it. Why did she have to say so much? Looking at Zhao Yun's bright red face, Mu Lianfeng felt that Zhao Yun was unusually cute. Daodu was eating when he looked up and smiled at Mu Lianfeng. "Daddy, if you're cold, you can sleep in the middle. That way, Daodu and Mommy can warm you up." When Mu Lianfeng heard this, he felt that it was very good and readily agreed. "Ha, my son knows how to dote on his daddy." Then it's decided. Zhao Yun only felt that she was once again sold by this precious son of hers. "Mommy, Daodu is full." Can we get some meat to feed Xiao Mao now? Dowdu held the bowl and asked Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner nodded. Go ahead. It had been a long time since she fed Xiao Mao meat. Xiao Mao had been working very hard during this period of time, so giving it some meat to eat was considered a reward. Dowdu held the small bowl and excitedly went out. Seeing Dowdu trotting out, Zhao Yun's heart melted. When Dowdu left the room, only Zhao Yun, and Mu Lianfeng were left. The temperature in the air seemed to have risen quite a bit. Mu Lianfeng stopped eating and muttered as he looked at Zhao Yun, with some affection. Before Zhao Yuner could react, Mu Lianfeng kissed her on the cheek. Taking advantage of Dowdu's absence, she stole a kiss like a thief. Zhao Yuner took it out and wiped her face, wiping off a lot of oil stains. She took it to Mu Lianfeng with disgust and said to Mu Lianfeng with a serious face, Don't kiss me when I'm eating in the future. Look, it's so oily. Mu Lianfeng smiled helplessly. He only felt that this Zhao Yuner was even cuter in his heart. Okay. I won't do it again, Mu Lianfeng replied. It was the first time he felt so despised. After lunch, Zhao Yuner told him about arranging for a father and a few others to go mining. Mu Lianfeng agreed. In addition, he also told Zhao Yuner that they needed a few women to cook in the mountains and asked if she could arrange for them. Such a large group of people had come over, and they were currently setting up camp in the open space at the foot of the mountain. Many of them were specially sent by the imperial court, and they needed to be taken care of. And these miners would also provide 3 meals. So with so many people eating, at least 4 to 5 women would be needed to cook. Of course, if the women were to come over to cook, they would also be paid. When Zhao Yuner heard this, she thought of her 4th aunt, Aunt Lu, and Aunt Lu's wives. So she said to Mu Lianfeng, Then I'll arrange this. I know who to look for. Mu Lianfeng nodded. I originally asked Li Zheng to look for this matter. Tell him tomorrow that he doesn't need to help. Okay. Actually, this was a good job, and she could earn a good salary. Many women could be found in the village, and many of them would fight for it. Since she was asked to make the arrangements, she would privately arrange this good job for someone she was close to. Chapter 493. Mu Lianfeng wasn't around during this period of time, and there was no one to tutor Dowdu. Now that he was back, Dowdu was in high spirits, and he pestered Mu Lianfeng to explain to him. Mu Lianfeng couldn't refuse, so he could only smile and talk about his knowledge. After a while, Dowdu was still studying hard, but Mu Lianfeng became anxious. This child wasn't sleeping yet. How could he be intimate with Zhao Yuner later? Thus, Mu Lianfeng asked, Dowdu, aren't you sleepy? Studying requires a balance between work and rest. Why don't you sleep now? Dowdu isn't sleepy. Father, are you sleepy? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. Father isn't sleepy either. Then father, let's accompany mother for a while. Don't you think so? Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched slightly, and he forced a smile. Dowdu seems to be right. Then let's continue studying for a while. Yes. Dowdu nodded heavily. Mu Lianfeng was a little distracted. He originally thought that it was good for his son to accompany her, but now he felt that his son was getting in the way. There was only one room here, and Dowdu couldn't do anything else. Mu Lianfeng thought for a while, and then said to Zhao Yin, why don't we build a new house? It's too small with only one room, and it's not convenient to live in. Don't you think so? Zhao Yuner smiled. Yes, I also want to build a house. When I have enough money, we can build one. You want me to wait for you to save enough money? I have some here. Why don't you use mine? We can live in a big house earlier, and Dowdu can have his own room in the future. Also, you can build a big house and let your parents come and live with us. It's better to live together as a family. Mu Lianfeng had a point. It was inconvenient for her mother to travel between her house and old Zhao's house every day. But Mu Lianfeng knew that Zhao Yuner didn't want to spend his money, so he said, I'll pay for it first. If you don't think it's good, you can pay me back when you earn more. What do you think? Zhao Yun nodded and said, that's fine. I'll talk to my mother about building a house later. Mu Lianfeng nodded, looking very happy. Once they had a new house, they wouldn't have to wait for Dowdu to fall asleep every night. Zhao Yun didn't know much about building a house. She had no idea how to build it or how to find the right person. Liang Jinxiao definitely knew more about this than she did. Thinking about building a new house, Zhao Yuner was still a little excited. After all, this meant that their lives would get better and better. Her shabby straw hut would be extremely cold in winter, and it wouldn't last long. The next morning, Zhao Yuner left breakfast in the pot for Mu Lianfeng and Dao Du. She specially made soy milk. Both of them had to replenish their nutrition. On the way to Yang City, Mulan kept yawning and had 2 dark circles under her eyes. Hence, she smiled and said to Mulan, "Sister-in-law Mulan, it seems like I can't even give you fish bubbles in the future, lest you can't sleep well every night." Mulan blushed slightly when Zhao Yuner said that. She said shyly, "Yuner, I didn't do that with Era last night." "What's wrong then? Why didn't you sleep well?" Chapter 494. When Zhao Yuner heard this, she frowned and asked, "Sister-in-law Mulan, could it be that you met a pervert? Is there really someone watching your house?" When Zhao Yuner said this, Mulan's heart skipped a beat. It can't be. It's possible. Otherwise, you wouldn't have such a feeling. But who could it be? Who wouldn't sleep in the middle of the night? Mulan was a little puzzled. "Sister-in-law Mulan, how about this? You sleep first tonight. If you find out that someone is watching you, you can get up and sneak a peek. Blow out the lights in the house. Be careful. You might be able to catch them." Mulan felt that Zhao Yuner's idea was good. Anyway, she had to catch them. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't be able to sleep well after being watched in the future. However, Zhao Yuner guessed that it was some sort of pervert. After all, there were many perverts in this era. Mulan's brother-in-law was one of them. The person who was sneaking a peek might be Zhu Sanlu. Zhao Yuner heard from Mulan that after Zhu Sanlu's nether regions were trampled, Mrs. Zhu found a doctor to treat him. Now, he was lying in bed half dead. He shouldn't be able to get out of bed now, right? When they arrived at Yang City, the few of them started to sell their food at the stall. Zhao Yuner's business could be said to be doing better and better. Because of her stall, the other breakfast stalls around her didn't have good business. When Zhao Yuner came over, the door of the small house that originally had tables and chairs was actually lifted. The tables and chairs inside were also smashed by someone. When Zhao Yuner and Mulan came over and saw this scene, they were stunned. How could this be? Who the hell did this? She didn't catch them on the spot, so naturally, she didn't know. But these tables and chairs were all smashed. How could she continue to do business? Well, what's going on? Liang Jinxiao frowned and asked. Zhao Yuner took a look inside. The things inside were not robbed or taken away. They were just damaged. The tables and chairs were missing arms and legs. It was obvious that someone deliberately damaged them. It didn't take much to figure out that only her competitors would do such a thing. It was probably because he saw that her business was too popular and affected other people's businesses, so he got jealous and smashed the tables and chairs in his house. Sigh. Mulan sighed. "Isn't this a little too wicked? We didn't do anything bad. Why are you treating us like this?" Zhao sighed and looked around carefully. Fortunately, only the tables and chairs were smashed. The pots and other things could still be used. Zhao Yuner said to Mulan and Liang Jinxiao, "Let's make do with it for now. We'll ask someone to fix the tables and chairs for us later and replace it with an iron door so that people can't break it open. We probably can't let the customers sit down and eat today. There are too many people who are jealous. We can't be sure who it is. We didn't catch them, so it's hard to say." Mulan and Liang Jinxiao nodded. They could only do as Zhao Yuner said. The ingredients for breakfast were all prepared. They could not make breakfast today. The few of them tidied up and started to take care of the stall. Although the customers complained a little, they could understand. After all, it wasn't Zhao Yuner and the others who wanted it to be like this. With things smashed, they felt worse than anyone else. Because there were no seats, in the end, there were still some things left. Chapter 495. Before she was about to pack up the stall, the man in black who had come to Zhao Yuner's stall came again. But this time, he came over with a man in his hand. When he arrived at Zhao Yuner's stall, he directly threw the man over. Zhao Yuner and the others were slightly stunned. not knowing what the man in black wanted to do. This is... Zhao Yun looked at the man in black with some confusion. Zhao Yun could not see his appearance very clearly because it was covered by the hat on his head. The person who smashed your things. The man in black explained, his voice a little cold. Zhao Yun naturally did not expect that someone would help her catch the person who smashed her tables and chairs. Looking at the person on the ground, Zhao Yun had some impression. He also sold breakfast not far from her stall. A man in his early 30s with a somewhat wretched appearance. No wonder he would do things like smashing people's things behind their backs. Zhao Yun was still a little confused and asked the man in black, "How do you know it's him?" "I saw it." Since you saw it, then there's no doubt it's this person." The man lying on the ground looked at the man in black with some horror and immediately bowed his head to Zhao Yun and admitted his mistake. "Miss, I'm sorry. The things in your house were indeed smashed by me. I just see that your business is too good, and my heart feels uncomfortable, so I promise I won't dare to do it again. After your tables are repaired, no matter how much money it costs, I'll pay for it." Zhao Yun saw that the man on the ground was very cowardly, and his attitude of admitting his mistake was also very sincere. Since he had already said that he would pay for it, she was too lazy to not let it go. So she said, "All right then, I'll let it go this time. If I find out that you're playing tricks next time, I'll definitely not let you off." "Don't worry, miss, I definitely won't. I won't dare to do it again." "All right then, you go back and arrange for someone to repair my table. After it's repaired, this matter will be over." The man hurriedly responded, Okay, miss, don't worry." Zhao Yun responded faintly. The man looked at the man in black nervously and asked carefully, Can I go now?" The man in black glanced at him coldly and said, "Get lost." Zhao Yun couldn't help but look at the man in black. Why did she feel that his ice-cold appearance was somewhat cool? The man in black also seemed to feel Zhao Yun's gaze, and his whole body was somewhat uncomfortable. She said to Zhao Yun, "I found the person who smashed your things. I'm leaving now." "Wait." Zhao Yun stopped him. The man in black replied faintly, "Miss, is there anything else? Thank you for what happened today. Thank you for helping me catch the person." The man in black replied faintly, "You're welcome. Mistreated me to a meal before, and I have nothing to repay you with. I can only do what I can." Zhao Yun smiled. "Then I still have to thank you. I'm leaving first." The man in black didn't dare to look at the smile on Zhao Yun's face. "Wait." Zhao Yun called out again. As she spoke, she took out a few buns from the steamer, which were not sold out today, and stuffed them into the man in black's hands. "Take these buns and eat them. I didn't sell all of them today. Although they're not worth much, they're quite delicious and they're filling. Take it as my thanks for helping me today." Chapter 496. He didn't want it at first, but he couldn't resist the temptation of the steamed buns. In the end, he took a bite. "Thank you, Mississippi. You're welcome." The man in black took the steamed buns and left. Zhao Yun looked at the man's back. No matter how she looked at him, she felt that he wasn't simple. Just now, when he caught the man, he was so handsome. He had extraordinary skills and was skilled in martial arts. Zhao Yun was curious. How could such a person be so miserable? It was reasonable to say that with his skills, he should be able to earn money, right? Mulan also looked at the man in black and said to Zhao Yun, I didn't expect him to help us." Zhao Yun smiled. "Give a peach and return a plum. It's not a bad thing to help others." "Yun, you're right. Let's go. We can pack up and go home." "Okay." Zhao Yun asked Mulan to bring back some of the leftovers from selling breakfast. After selling breakfast for so long, the children at home didn't eat much. The steamed dumplings and steamed buns overflowed with a strong fragrance. When Zhao Yun arrived home, there was a woman guarding the door. Ma Xiaofeng's mother, Qian Chunxiu, came over. Looking at her angry face, it was obvious that she was here to cause trouble. Sure enough, when Zhao Yun's carriage stopped in the yard, Qian Chunxiu rushed up angrily. Zhao Yun wondered if it was because of Ma Xiaofeng's 24 copper coins. "And Chunxiu, I don't know why you came to my house. Zhao Yuner asked. Zhao Yuner, you little b asterisk tch, you still have the nerve to ask. It's all your fault. What did I do? Aunt, are you talking about the 24 copper coins that Xiaofeng owes me? She had already paid me back, and you can't blame me for this. That's because she spent so much money on my breakfast stall. Isn't it wrong for you to come looking for trouble with me? After Zhao Yuner said this, Qian Chunxiu was stunned. What? Xiao Feng actually owed Zhao Yuner 24 copper coins? When had this wretched lass not mentioned this to her? And when did he return it? Where did the money come from? Qian Chunxiu suddenly remembered that her daughter had been selling vegetables in Yang City all day. Could it be that she had taken the money from her earnings? Thinking of this, Qian Chunxiu became even angrier. That damn girl actually learned to do this kind of thing. She would definitely beat her to death later. I'm not talking about that. If it's not about that, then why did Andy come here? Zhao Yuner frowned again. She couldn't figure it out. Zhao Yuner, why are you so vicious at such a young age? It's already not easy for me, a widow, to raise 2 children. It wasn't easy for Li Zheng to sympathize with me. Yesterday, he recommended me to cook for the miners. Today, he suddenly said that he couldn't do it anymore. Master Shitzi arranged for you to recommend someone. I'm almost out of rice at home. Don't you think that you're deliberately forcing me to my death? Qian Chunxiu cried loudly and immediately attracted the attention of others. Many villagers who wanted to join in the fun gathered around. When they heard Qian Chunxiu's words, they began to sympathize with her. It's not easy for Aunt Qian. Her family doesn't have any fields, and she still has to raise 2 children. It's not easy for her to come across an opportunity to earn money. It's good to let her go. Sigh, didn't Lord Li Zheng think of her? Who doesn't have difficulties in the village? Her family's life is the most difficult in our village. Chapter 497. In the end, it's all because of Zhao Yuner. If she hadn't wanted to share the benefits with her family, sister-in-law Chunxiu wouldn't have ended up like this. That's why I say that some people are so vicious and inhumane. What can we do? She's related to the heir. Most of these women who were scolding Zhao Yuner were the ones who had asked for help yesterday, but were rejected by Zhao Yuner. Now, they could hit her while she was down. Zhao Yuner coldly swept a glance at Qian Chunxiu, who was causing trouble. Indeed, only a weirdo like Qian Chunxiu could give birth to a daughter like Ma Xiaofeng. Both mother and daughter had their own unique characteristics. Before Zhao Yuner could say anything to Qian Chunxiu, Mu Yinfeng came back holding Daodu's little hand and spoke in a cold voice. I'd like to know who's causing trouble. If there's anything, you can talk to me directly. Everyone's gaze fell on Mu Yinfeng. Qian Chunxiu sniffled and started to kneel in front of Mu Yinfeng to complain tearfully. She was simply saying that she was poor and that it wasn't easy to raise 2 children. After Qian Chunxiu finished crying, Mu Yinfeng said indifferently, So shouldn't the heir take pity on her and ask her to cook? Shouldn't he give her such a good job? Your Highness, I want to cook. Please give me a chance. Why should I give you a chance? Or rather, what right do you have to negotiate with me? Because I'm poor, Mu Yinfeng sneered. This is the reason why you're here, to cause trouble for Yuner? Just because you're poor, I have to give you this opportunity? If we're talking about the hardships of life, I'm afraid that Yuner has had it even harder than you over the past few years. However, Yuner relied on her own 2 hands to make her life better and better. Remember, opportunities are not given to you by others. You create them yourself. Since you feel that you're poor, you should work hard to change the situation instead of finding trouble with Yuner like you did. Since everyone is here, then this heir will make things clear. This heir will be in Shui Lan village for the next few days. If anyone comes to Yuner to be picky about food, then don't blame this heir for being impolite. After Mu Yinfeng finished speaking, Qian Chunxiu was dumbfounded. The surrounding women didn't even dare to fart. Who would dare to provoke Mu Yinfeng? Zhao Yuner stood on Mu Yinfeng and stared at the man standing in front of her. It was so nice to have him by her side. He spoke in an orderly manner that no one could refute. Zhao Yuner never thought that her man would be so outstanding. With Mu Yinfeng's protection, there would be a lot less trouble around her in the future. At this time, Ma Xiaofeng came over. When she heard Mu Yinfeng's words, she helped Qian Chunxiu up and advised, "Mother, let's go. Don't provoke the heir apparent. Otherwise, we won't be able to bear the consequences." Qian Chunxiu was already in a bad mood. When she saw Ma Xiaofeng, she remembered that Ma Xiaofeng owed Zhao Yuner 24 copper coins. She immediately started scolding and beating Ma Xiaofeng. "You wretched girl, when did you owe someone 24 copper coins? You didn't even tell me." Ma Xiaofeng's braids were grabbed by Qian Chunxiu, and she started shouting in pain, "Mother, it hurts. Let go." In fact, Ma Xiaofeng didn't just feel pain. It was also because Qian Chunxiu hit her in front of so many people, which made her lose face. Chapter 498. As Qian Chunxiu spoke, she slapped Ma Xiaofeng's face. Ma Xiaofeng cried out in pain, "Mother, don't hit me anymore. It hurts. Sister, Xiao Hong lent me this money to repay my debt." "Then, don't you owe Xiao Hong that girl money now? You wretched girl. You actually spent 24 copper coins. See if I don't beat you to death." Qian Shanhua directly picked up the stick on the ground and whipped Ma Xiaofeng's body. Ma Xiaofeng's arm was covered in red marks. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, Zhao Yun suddenly understood why Ma Xiaofeng was so scared. This Qian Chunxiu was completely perverted. Her own daughter was already so old, yet she still hit her like this. The surrounding people couldn't stand it anymore and advised, "Enough, sister-in-law Chunxiu. Xiaofeng didn't owe so much money on purpose. Did someone deliberately make Xiaofeng owe so much money? Even if you hit her like this, she won't be able to get so much money." These words also implied that it was all Zhao Yun'er's fault. "That's right, sister-in-law Chunxiu. Xiaofeng is usually quite sensible. You can't hit her just because of this matter. Sister-in-law Chunxiu, forget it. Don't hit her anymore. She's already so old. She'll feel bad if she gets hit." Qian Chunxiu was persuaded. Although she stopped, she still said this angrily. "I don't know if it's because I did too many bad things in my previous life that I gave birth to such a money-losing thing in this life." "Oh," Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and cried. "Hurry up and go back." Qian Chunxiu scolded. Ma Xiaofeng left with Qian Chunxiu, feeling aggrieved. Before she left, she glared at Zhao Yun hatefully. The noisy scene in front of the door began to calm down again. Zhao Yun breathed a sigh of relief. She was troubled by trivial matters every day. When would there be no more weirdos? Sigh. Zhao Yun sighed and began to move the things into the house. Mu Yinfeng hurried forward and said, "Yun'er, let me do it. You've been busy enough this morning." Zhao Yun'er glanced at the tall man. Was he feeling sorry for her? "All right, you do it." Yeah. Mu Yinfeng neatly unloaded the things from the car. He didn't expect him to be so good at such menial work. "Yun'er, I wasn't by your side in the past, and I made you suffer. With me around in the future, I will never let anyone bully you." Mu Yinfeng seemed to be making a promise to both Zhao Yun'er and himself. And Zhao Yun'er responded. In fact, he didn't need to say these things. She already knew in her heart. Zhao Yun'er rested for a while before preparing to cook. Mu Yinfeng also followed in. "Yun'er, can you teach me how to cook?" "Zhao Yun'er thought she heard wrong. What did this guy say? Teach him how to cook. You want to learn how to cook? Yes. Mu Yinfeng nodded heavily and said, "Yun'er, when I learn how to cook, I can cook for you. Now that I know how to make a fire, it won't take long to learn how to cook. When the time comes, you can rest, and I'll do all the cooking." Mu Yinfeng said as he looked at Zhao Yun'er with eyes full of tenderness. Zhao Yun'er couldn't describe her feelings at this moment. For a man of Mu Yinfeng's status, it was good enough that he wasn't served by others, but he was actually serving others for her. Chapter 499. Zhao Yun'er also knew that only when a man loved a woman deeply would he be like this. Men in this era basically did not touch the kitchen. They felt that cooking was something that only women would do. Even a man like Zhu Eru, who was good to Mulan, had never thought of cooking for Mulan. Mu Yinfeng saw that Zhao Yun'er did not say anything and thought that Zhao Yun'er did not agree. So he continued, Yun'er, teach me. I promise that I will learn quickly. Zhao Yun'er was amused by Mu Yinfeng. Are you sure you want to learn? Yes, yes. Mu Yinfeng nodded heavily. Then it's a deal. If I learn how to cook, I may not cook often and leave it to you. Do you still want to learn now? Mu Yinfeng still agreed without hesitation. Of course, learn. Yun'er, then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Leave it to me. In the future, I will cook for you Daodu for the rest of your life. Zhao Yun'er's mouth raised a happy smile and said with a smile, Haha, that's good. Then I will teach you. In the future, I will leave the cooking to you. In the future, you will be a house husband. Mu Yinfeng suddenly found it difficult to understand what a house husband meant. He asked doubtfully, Yun'er, what is a house husband? Zhao Yun'er also found it difficult to explain, so she smiled and said, It means that in the future, I will be responsible for earning money to support the family, and you will be responsible for being as beautiful as a flower. You will take care of the chores at home. You will be my little wife. Mu Yinfeng smiled awkwardly at Zhao Yun'er's words. Yun'er, I am a man. How can I be a little wife? A little wife does not refer to a woman, but to a woman who plays the role of a woman in the family. Okay then, but you can't let others know about this. Only we can know. Haha, Zhao Yun was in a good mood. She didn't know how her relationship with Mu Yinfeng had suddenly become so close. He could actually joke around so casually. In the kitchen, Zhao Yun'er began to teach Mu Yinfeng how to cook. Mu Yinfeng also learned quickly. After Zhao Yun'er demonstrated a few times, he also sat up. Perhaps it was because Mu Yinfeng had been practicing martial arts for a long time, but he was better at cutting vegetables than Zhao Yun'er. His knife skills were simply extraordinary. The meal was cooked under the joint efforts of the two people, and they ate it with incomparable sweetness. After lunch, Mu Yinfeng went to the foot of the mountain again. Yun'er, I might not be able to come back for dinner tonight. There are a lot of things I have to deal with over there. Zhao Yun'er nodded and said, It's okay. Go ahead and do your work. I will bring you dinner. Isn't that too troublesome? It's not troublesome. Okay then. Yun'er, I will wait for your dinner. Zhao Yun'er smiled and nodded. Okay. In the afternoon, Liang Jinxiao came to help. Zhao Yun'er told her about arranging for her fourth aunt and Aunt Lu to help cook. Liang Jinxiao felt that this was a good thing. If she didn't help Zhao Yun'er take care of the stall, she also wanted to go. Mother, I want to build a house. In the future, you and father can move out and live there. When she heard Zhao Yun'er say that she wanted to build a house, Liang Jinxiao knew that such a day would come, but she didn't expect it to be so early. Chapter 500. In terms of money, Zhao Yun'er was not worried. No matter how expensive it would not exceed 100 taels of silver. Mu Yinfeng directly gave her 200 taels of silver this time. In addition to building a house, it was also enough for her to buy some furniture. Mother, it's fine. Let's build a brick house. This time, let's build a bigger house. Everyone in our family will have a room to live in. Moreover, Tianan and Tianfu will grow up, get married, and have children. If we don't build a bigger house, it won't be enough for them to live in. It's best if we can build a dozen rooms and make it into a big courtyard. Yun'er, you're really thinking far ahead. If we build such a big brick house, it probably won't be enough without 40 to 50 taels of silver. Mother, you don't have to worry about the money. I have enough here. That's good. Then I'll go back and talk to your father. When we build a big house, we have to buy the foundation first. Zhao Yun nodded in agreement. She did not know much about building a house, so she could only leave it to her parents. However, Zhao Yun knew that with her parents around, these things could be done well. Although Zhao Wen's personality was a little weak, she was good at doing things. Okay, after preparing breakfast and other things, Zhao Yun first went to Annie Lu and told her. The cooking work had to be done tomorrow. These few days, the workers were eating the food sent by the villagers. Annie Lu was very grateful to Zhao Yun for thinking about her. Her family could not do without a woman to take care of it, so she arranged for a daughter-in-law to stay behind. She was going to go with another daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law was Lu Shan's wife, Madame Zhou. The reason why Madame Zhou stayed behind was to let Madame Zhou cook. On the other hand, Madame Zhou was pregnant again. It was only slightly more than a month, so her belly did not show. The villagers were poor. Even if a woman was pregnant, it was not that precious. It was not to the extent of not working and lying in bed. On the contrary, most pregnant women would work until a few days before giving birth. It was definitely easier to arrange for Madame Zhou to cook 3 meals at home than for hundreds of people. Speaking of Madame Zhou's pregnancy, Annie Lu sighed and said, I just don't know if my eldest daughter-in-law is pregnant with a daughter. What if it's a daughter again? I haven't had a grandson yet. Zhao Yun'er sighed in her heart. This Annie Lu really had a soft spot for a grandson. It seemed that if her 2 daughters-in-law didn't give birth to a boy, she would always be brooding. Zhao Yun'er smiled and comforted her. This baby will definitely be a boy. Really? Yun'er, how did you know? Auntie Lu, don't worry. What will come. Your family is so nice. There will be a boy. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Auntie Lu was in a good mood. She laughed and said, Yun'er girl, you really know how to talk. If it's a boy, I'll definitely treat you to a meal. Zhao Yun'er laughed twice. In fact, she did not understand why the ancient people were so keen on having a boy. They probably did not know how much pressure a boy in the 21st century had on his family. Getting married, buying a house, they were just pursuing a child to carry on the family line. But there were so many people. If you didn't give birth, there would be other people to give birth to. There would not be a time when they would perish. On her way back from Annie Lu's place, Zhao Yun'er thought that she was still short of 2 people. Who should she arrange? Who were the good people in this village? Chapter 501. One was Zhao Yun'er's 4th daughter-in-law, Nian. Zhao Yun didn't care about what happened last time. In fact, Nian was a good person. After that, she felt sorry for Zhao Yun'er, so she came over and made trouble. From time to time, she would send some vegetables over. She didn't send expensive things, but after all, they were friends. In addition, Nian was a simple-minded person. She wasn't calculative and was very hardworking. It was more practical to assign someone like her to work. There were also 2 other women in the village. They didn't gossip before. Although they were a little dull, they were more diligent in their work. It was said that they were good at cooking. As soon as Zhao Yun'er arrived home, Zhao Tianfu ran over to Zhao Yun'er and said, Second sister, go to Grandma's place. Zhao Yun'er saw that Zhao Tianfu came to see her, so she asked, Tianfu, what's the matter? Sister, that matchmaker is here again. Zhao Tianfu whispered, they are now discussing eldest sister's marriage. You should go and listen. Zhao Yun'er smiled. It turned out that her brother wanted her to go and join in the fun. So she said, okay, I'll go and have a look. She wanted to know how Zhao Ping'er's marriage was going to be and what kind of husband matchmaker Gao had found. So she followed Zhao Tianfu to old Zhao's house. Several women in old Zhao's family were in the yard, surrounding matchmaker Gao. Li Chuiying, in particular, had a smile on her face and looked very happy. If she couldn't control her smile, her mouth would probably split open. When Zhao Yun'er went over, she found out that the reason why Li Chuiying was so happy was that matchmaker Gao had helped Zhao Yun'er find a good marriage. The man was from the town. His family ran a small business. He was the youngest son in the family, so he was very precious. According to matchmaker Gao's description, the man was good-looking and had good conditions. Matchmaker Gao was just right to find a marriage for the 2 of them, so she bought the 2 of them together. As for whether the 2 sides were satisfied or not, they had to meet again and confirm it. If they all agreed, then they could discuss the marriage. Even so, Li Chuiying was still very happy. After all, she had confidence in Zhao Jing. Her daughter was so pretty, how could he not be satisfied? Matchmaker Gao, thank you so much. Thanks to you, my daughter can find such a good marriage. Matchmaker Gao smiled and waved her hand. It's okay, it's okay. This is what I should do. It's good that you're all satisfied. Yes, of course, Li Chuiying said with a smile. This was something that many people wish for. If her daughter could really marry into the town, who knew how many people in the village would be envious? If Zhao Jing'er could really marry into a rich family in town, she would also enjoy a good life in the future. Matchmaker Gao, what about my Ping? What do you think? Do you have a place for my family? At the mention of Zhao Ping, matchmaker Gao chuckled and said, She's settled. She's settled. Liang Jinxiao was a little excited. Really? Of course it's true. Why are we still talking about you? Liang Jinxiao was usually calm, but today he was excited. After all, his eldest daughter's marriage was what worried him the most. If it was settled, he really had nothing to worry about in the future. Chapter 502. Matchmaker Gao said, This family lives in Changshu village, but they are indeed a little poor. I have to explain this to you clearly. I can't cheat you. Liang Jinxiao nodded. He felt that since Matchmaker Gao had said this to him, it meant that she was quite honest. It's okay, Matchmaker Gao. Tell me more about him. Okay. Matchmaker Gao then told him about the man's situation. The man's family was relatively simple. They only had 2 brothers. The old couple were quite good people. They were kind and honest. Their family was too poor. They only had 1 mu of paddy land and had to rent land and harvest crops to support their family. It was precisely because their family was too poor that his 2 sons did not marry. How could a girl from such an ordinary family be willing to marry into their family? This time, Matchmaker Gao also told the man that Zhao Ping was not very good looking. However, the other party said that a woman's appearance was not important as long as she could bear children. It was only then that Matchmaker Gao started to introduce the marriage proposal. After Liang Jinxiao heard about the man's situation, he felt that it was acceptable. It was fine if he was a little poor, as long as he could treat Pinger well. Moreover, when Zhao Ping married into their family, she could get more dowry and help the man's family buy a few mu of paddy land. Naturally, their life would not be so difficult. It's okay, Matchmaker Gao. It's already very good. The conditions are not important. I'll arrange for the 2 children to meet later and see if they are suitable for each other. Liang Jinxiao said. Matchmaker Gao agreed with a smile. Okay then. She and I are from the same village and don't live far from my house. I can send a message when I go back today. You can tell me where to meet. I'll just inform their family. That's great. Since they want to meet, let's do it as soon as possible. Why don't we send them to Sun City tomorrow morning? The 2 children can walk around and chat for a while. If they come to my house and we adults gather together, it won't be easy for them to chat. Matchmaker Gao nodded with a smile and said, Okay. I'll go back and tell their family. It's good to meet as soon as possible. If this one isn't suitable, I can help you arrange something else. Liang Jinxiao felt that Matchmaker Gao's words made sense. All right, it's settled then. Matchmaker Gao, thank you for your hard work. Haha, no trouble at all. Wait a moment, I'll go get you 10 eggs. You can take them back to eat. There's nothing good at home. Matchmaker Gao was just being polite and didn't reject her. Liang Jinxiao turned around and went into the house to get some eggs. When Li Chuiying saw that Liang Jinxiao had taken the money and even introduced such a good marriage to his family, he couldn't refuse. She begged Hua Chunhua for a long time before Hua Chunhua agreed to give her 10 eggs. Zhao Ping, Er's face was also full of joy. After hearing Matchmaker Gao's words, it meant that there was hope for her to get married. Just thinking about it made her excited. Zhao Ping was more concerned about the man's appearance. After all, Zhao Yuner had found Mu Lianfeng. He was so tall and handsome, so she couldn't find someone too shabby. It was fine if he was poor, but he had to be good-looking. Otherwise, if she had a child with a man in the future and she was so ugly, wouldn't the child be even uglier? In order not to affect the next generation, she had to find someone who was slightly better looking. Chapter 503. She looked at Zhao Ping, Er's shy, girlish demeanor. Matchmaker Gao had been a matchmaker for so many years. How could she not know what girls were thinking? Many girls cared more about the man's appearance. Hence, she smiled and replied, Don't worry, Mississippi. I've seen him before. He's good-looking. He's fair and clean, and he's a handsome young man. Upon hearing Matchmaker Gao's words, Zhao Ping looked forward to it even more. She couldn't wait to meet the man. That's good. Zhao Ping lowered her head and tugged at her handkerchief. Zhao Yuner watched Zhao Ping from the side and couldn't help but want to laugh. Zhao Ping was really funny. Those who didn't know better would think that she was desperate for a man. Look at how thirsty she was. Zhao Yun thought that it would be best if this marriage could be consummated. This way, Zhao Ping would be able to get married smoothly. She hoped that when they met tomorrow, both parties would be satisfied. Liang Jinxiao and Li Chuiying took out the eggs and handed them to Matchmaker Gao. Matchmaker Gao didn't continue to waste time at old Zhao's house. Instead, she bid farewell and said, "I've already brought the news for you. I'll go back first." Okay. Take care, Matchmaker Gao. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to send me off. Old Zhao's people came back after sending Matchmaker Gao out of the courtyard. In the courtyard, Zhao Ping, and Zhao Jing were immersed in happiness. Zhao Yun went forward and said with a smile, "Sister Ping Sister Jing congratulations." Zhao Ping was in a good mood, so she didn't quarrel with Zhao Yun. She smiled and replied, "Thank you, Sister Yun Zhao Jing said, "Sister Yun thank you for your blessings." "You're welcome. This is a happy occasion. I'm happy for you too." Yes. Zhao Xinhui, who was sitting in the courtyard, was not as happy. She didn't expect that an ugly monster like Zhao Ping would have a chance to get married. And Zhao Jinger had found a good family. She, on the other hand, was not young anymore, but her marriage was not settled at all. It would be a lie to say that he wasn't anxious. It was just that she had high standards, unlike Zhao Ping, who could make do with any man. She wouldn't be like Zhao Jinger, who was overjoyed by the people in the town. Even if she did not want to marry someone like Mu Lianfeng, she had to at least be someone important. Seeing Zhao Xinhui's unhappy look, Hua Chunhua began to pick on the second and third branches, trying to comfort Zhao Xinhui. "What are you so happy about? Second daughter-in-law, you wasted 10 eggs. And third daughter-in-law, this matchmaker already said that the family is poor, but you actually agreed. Just wait for Ping to marry over and suffer hardships. Don't come back crying when the time comes." After hearing Hua Chenhua's words, Liang Jinxiao and Li Chuiying's expressions turned ugly. Li Chuiying still smiled embarrassedly and said fawningly, "Mother, you can't say that. If Jing can marry over, the family is well-to-do, and they will definitely send us a lot of money as wedding gifts." Hua Chunhua snorted softly. "Whether this will happen or not is still uncertain. Let's wait until Jing marries over before we celebrate. Third daughter-in-law is raising a good-for-nothing. The man's family is poor and probably can't afford a single cent as a wedding gift. They will probably have to pay for it. Originally, it was a good thing and everyone was happy. However, after Hua Chenhua's interference, the joyous atmosphere suddenly disappeared. Chapter 504. Zhao Ping and Zhao Jing were so angry at Hua Chunhua that they went back to their own rooms. Liang Jinxiao couldn't say anything to Hua Chunhua. She could say whatever she wanted, as long as she was satisfied with him. Zhao Yin'er followed them into the room of the third branch. "Mother, don't take grandmother's words to heart. She just can't bear to see others doing well. She's probably upset because Annie can't get married." Hearing Zhao Yin'er's words, Zhao Ping agreed. "That's right, that must be it. Grandmother is jealous. Annie is probably having a harder time getting married than me. She's too arrogant and thinks too highly of herself." "Then don't think about what your grandmother said. Ping dress up well tomorrow and see if the man is suitable for you." Speaking of this, Zhao Ping shyly lowered her head and made a sound of acknowledgement. "Mother, I know. I'll wear the new clothes you made for me tomorrow." Liang Jinxiao laughed and said, "Okay." Liang Jinxiao made clothes for Zhao Ping, with a bolt of cloth he bought from Yang City. Zhao Ping only tried it on once before taking it off and putting it aside, waiting to wear on the day of the blind date. She thought that she would have to wait for a while longer, but she didn't expect it to happen so soon. "Mother, do you think he'll like me?" Zhao Ping asked shyly. "Of course he will. Didn't he say that he doesn't have any requirements for looks? Those who are poor will be satisfied as long as they get a wife. Pinger, don't worry." Yes. Looking at Zhao Ping's eager expression, Zhao Yun couldn't help but laugh. What are you laughing at? Zhao Ping asked, thinking that Zhao Yun was laughing at her. Zhao Yun hurriedly said, Sister Ping, I'm just happy for you. I don't mean anything else. Zhao Ping wasn't sure if Zhao Yun was really laughing at her, so she had to give up and didn't argue with Zhao Yun. Before Zhao Yun left, she was stopped by Hua Chunhua. Several men from old Zhao's family had also returned from their work in the fields. Grandma, what's the matter? Zhao Yun asked. As for Zhao Yun, Hua Chunhua became polite. Yun, I have something to discuss with you. If there's anything you want to say, just say it. I'll listen. That? Yun, since you arranged for your fourth uncle to mine and your fourth aunt to cook, there are still people in old Zhao's family. Can you see if you can get your eldest uncle and second uncle, as well as your eldest aunt and second aunt to work in the fields? Our family can make more money. Zhao Yun frowned. She knew that Hua Chunhua didn't want to talk to her about anything good. This person was really obsessed with making money. It was good to make more money. Zhao Yun replied, Grandma, if they all go, who will do the housework? Who will cook? And old Zhao's family has a lot of fields. Someone has to take care of the fields. After hearing Zhao Yun's words, Hua Chunhua thought that it was true. But when she thought of the money, she felt a little reluctant. I'll do the housework in the future. I can also cook the rice. Your youngest aunt and eldest cousin-in-law can help. As for the work in the fields, I still have your grandpa. I can handle it. After hearing Hua Chunhua's words, Shun Panner finally lost her composure. She was most afraid of doing housework. Chapter 505. She didn't know how to cook either. She had never learned to cook, and she couldn't stand the greasy feeling in the kitchen. So it was really difficult for her to do housework. However, she couldn't say no. She could only persuade Hua Chunhua not to let all the women in the family work at the mine. Grandmother, you're already so old. How can your body withstand so much torment? You should rest well at home. You haven't done any housework for so many years. If you suddenly do it, your body won't be able to withstand it. For the sake of your health, it's better not to do anything, Shun Pan said. Hua Chunhua was touched when she saw that Shun Pan was worried about her. She praised Shun Pan for being filial. Then I'll have to trouble you, Hui and Jing to do this work in the future. Hui has never done anything before. I don't know if she knows how to do it. She'll learn from you when the time comes, Hua Chunhua said bluntly. Shun Pan's mouth twitched. She wanted to die. She only felt that she had dug a hole and was jumping into it. Zhao Xinhui pouted and said, No, I won't do it. Let Pan, and the others do it. Shun Pan was stunned. Throw it to her. Old Zhao's family must be dreaming. At this time, she had to find an excuse. Hence, she said, Grandmother, I'm afraid I don't have much time to do it. Yang is still young. I can't leave him. I have to take care of him every day. This child doesn't want anyone else to take care of him. He just wants to stick to me. Let my mother stay. Don't let her cook at the mine. How could Hua Chunhua bear to give up? Grandmother, to be honest, the people in the mine have already been confirmed. It's already not easy for me to get fourth sister-in-law in. If they were all old Zhao's people, they would be criticized to death. Also, there's too much work in the fields. My grandfather can't handle it alone. He has to leave eldest uncle and second uncle to help. Hua Chunhua wanted to say something, but she was interrupted by Zhao Baoshan. Zhao Baoshan said, I think Yin is right. Not everyone in the family can go to the mines, and the harvest from the fields is still needed. Hua Chunhua had no choice but to give up. All right then. Since you said so, what else can I say? What a pity. If more people from our family go, we can make a lot of money. Shun Panner finally breathed a sigh of relief. Now, she didn't have to do any housework. After dealing with old Zhao's family, Zhao Yun wanted to talk to Nianxi about cooking. Nianxi was overjoyed. At the same time, she felt even more guilty toward Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun treated her so well, but she actually misunderstood her before. She was really too heartless. He had to make up for it in the future. The other reason why Madame Yan was so happy was that she and Zhao Si had separated from the family and were living independently. The money they earned was theirs, and they didn't need to share it with the other families. Sister-in-law, if there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Zhao Yin'er said goodbye. After all, she had to go back to cook. She would send it to Mu Lianfeng later. Yes, go back. Yin'er, I know you're busy. Zhao Yin'er smiled, then turned and left. Watching Zhao Yin'er leave, Nian Shi and Zhao Si sighed and said, actually, Yin'er is pretty good. Zhao Si said, she's pretty good. Just listen to the rumors in the village. We can only know how a person is after we get to know them. Don't believe what others say. Chapter 506. Yeah, I used to play with Yin'er a lot when I was young. She's the kindest girl in my family. Although she got pregnant before marriage, I think there must be a reason. We don't know the situation, so it's hard to say. Speaking of this, Nianxi asked curiously, Father of the child, whose child do you think Yin'er is pregnant with? Is it Prince Shizi's? I'm not sure. Daodu and Prince Shizi look quite alike. If Daodu is really Prince Shizi's child, there's one thing I don't understand. Why did Prince Shizi let Yin'er suffer alone with the child for a few years? Zhao Si shook his head. I don't know about that. Maybe there's a reason. We don't know what exactly it is, so we can't guess. Nianxi sighed. I just hope this child is really Prince Shizi's. If that's the case, Yin'er is really lucky. Okay. It didn't take long for Zhao Yin'er to finish cooking. She made a dish of steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers. She bought the fish head from Yang City and brought it back. Mulan asked for the fish body and the fish bubbles. Zhao Yin'er and Mulan saw an old man guarding a stall for a long time. He didn't have much business, so they went over to take care of him and bought one. People in this era probably didn't eat steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers in this way. In ancient times, people in the countryside didn't pay much attention to cooking. Basically, they only put some oil and salt. There wasn't much seasoning at all. She had stayed in Prince Shizi's mansion for a few days. They were quite well-behaved when cooking. They didn't put much seasoning. The fish was basically braised, steamed, or stewed. This steamed fish head with diced hot red peppers was perfect for Mu Lianfeng to try. Zhao Yin made a bowl of meat soup and a bowl of stir-fried shredded potatoes. She ate a little with Daodu at home, then walked to the foot of the mountain with the lunchbox. Zhao Yin didn't have time to see what had changed at the foot of the mountain. This was her first time here. There was a large open space at the foot of the mountain. The branches were all cut down, and many tents were set up. Among these tents, there was one that was the most luxurious. Zhao Yin'er didn't have to think about it. That must be where Mu Lianfeng was staying. At this time, there were quite a few people moving about. They gathered together, piled up torches, set up pots, and cooked their own food. Zhao Yin'er walked to the front of Mu Lianfeng's tent and called out. After confirming that it was Mu Lianfeng, she walked in. Mu Lianfeng was writing and drawing on a piece of paper. He only put down his pen when Zhao Yin'er came over. Are you hungry? Zhao Yin'er asked. Mu Lianfeng stretched his nose and sniffed. He smiled and said, Actually, I wasn't hungry. But after smelling your food, I'm hungry. Zhao Yin'er's lips curled into a smile. Since you're hungry, then eat. I made a few dishes for you. Eat them while they're hot. Mu Lianfeng nodded. Okay. He couldn't wait to open the lunchbox. When he saw the dishes inside, the smile on his face deepened. Yin'er, you're so good to me. These dishes look delicious. Try the fish head. How does it taste? Mu Lianfeng nodded. Okay. As he spoke, he picked up his chopsticks and took a bite. He praised, Yin'er, it's really delicious. I've never eaten fish head like this. It's spicy, but it's very flavorful. Of course. How can my food not be delicious? I'm afraid that other than me, no one else can think of this method. Chapter 507. Mu Lianfeng sighed in his heart. There were so many women in the world, but there were very few who were as special as Zhao Yin'er. Hurry up and eat. Zhao Yin'er said with a smile. Okay. Zhao Yin'er brought a lot of rice over, and Mu Lianfeng finished it all together with the food. Looking at Mu Lianfeng's appetite, Zhao Yin'er didn't know what to say. She could only be glad that she could earn some money now. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to support Mu Lianfeng. After Mu Lianfeng was full, he elegantly wiped his mouth and looked like he hadn't had enough. Yin'er, it's so delicious. Aren't you afraid that you'll get fat from eating like this? Will I get fat from eating? If you continue eating like this, why won't you? Yin'er, then you're afraid that I'll get fat. Of course, you won't look good if you get fat. Then Yin'er, do you mind that I'm not good looking? Zhao Yin'er thought for a moment and said honestly, it's impossible to say that I don't mind. How many women don't like handsome men? As Zhao Yin'er said this, she couldn't help but lift Mu Lianfeng's chin with her hand. She stared at Mu Lianfeng's face and then clicked her tongue in admiration. What's more, this face is so handsome. In the 21st century, it's simply enough to charm thousands of girls. I think he's more handsome than Liang Chaowei and Takashi Kaneshiro. Zhao Yun'er's teasing trick was used to playing with the fresh meat in the office, and she accidentally used it on Mu Lianfeng again. In Mu Lianfeng's eyes, it was Zhao Yun'er who was teasing him. Therefore, he pulled Zhao Yun'er over, and Zhao Yun'er fell into Mu Lianfeng's arms. Mu Lianfeng sat on the chair, and Zhao Yun'er naturally sat on Mu Lianfeng's lap. Mu Lianfeng's sudden movement made Zhao Yun'er cry out in surprise. Shoo! Yun'er, don't let the people outside hear us. Only then did Zhao Yun'er lower her voice. Mu Lianfeng came over and hugged Zhao Yun'er tightly. Just as he was about to kiss Zhao Yun'er, a man suddenly entered the tent. Master, I'm here, Mo Yin said. As soon as he entered the room, he was shocked by the scene in the room. He probably hasn't seen it before. His master actually had such a flirtatious side, flirting with women like this. Originally, he thought that Mu Lianfeng was an ignorant person. Even if he liked women, he wouldn't do anything to them. However, this somewhat overturned his thoughts. It was completely different from the aloof image he had imagined. Then he looked at the girl in his master's arms. Wasn't this girl? When Mo Yin saw Zhao Yun'er, she was slightly surprised. Before Mo Yin could think of anything, Mu Lianfeng's cold voice rang out. Don't you know how to tell me before you come in? Master, I was wrong. I thought you were the only one inside. I just got here, so I was a little excited. Mo Yin tried to explain. Unfortunately, her explanation didn't seem to have much effect. Mu Lianfeng still said, Why haven't you scrammed out yet? Mo Yin clamped her butt and said in a hurry, Master, I'll scram right now. I'll scram right now. Having disturbed her master's mood, Mo Yin began to worry for her life. After Mo Yin left, Zhao Yun'er was still rather embarrassed. She struggled out of Mu Lianfeng's embrace. When did you become so indecent? Because Mo Yin had seen this embarrassing scene, Zhao Yun'er's face became as red as a monkey's butt. Chapter 508. What's there to be serious about in front of my wife? Mu Lianfeng said indifferently. That won't do either. We could do it secretly in the room. It's not safe here. It's not suitable for us to do such things, Zhao Yun'er said sternly. Mu Lianfeng had no idea whether to laugh or cry. All he could do was say, All right, then let's do it when we get back. Mu Lianfeng said it extremely naturally, but it made Zhao Yun'er blush once again. What was this guy saying? You're done eating, so I'll be going back first. Do you still need to work for a while? Zhao Yun'er said as she cleared away the dishes. I didn't need to work for a while, but Yun'er, can you stay with me for a while? Mu Lianfeng was rather reluctant to part with Zhao Yun'er like this. Time with the two of them was just too precious to him. Daodu is still at home. I'll be worried if he's alone, Zhao Yun'er said, although Xiao He and Xiao Mao were with him, and Zhao Yun'er had told Daodu not to go out. It was still not safe for a child to be alone at home. Only when he heard Zhao Yun'er's words did Mu Lianfeng give up on persuading Zhao Yun'er to stay. Zhao Yun'er was important, but his precious son was important as well. Then Yun'er, you should go back. Why don't I send you back first? I'll come back later. There's no need. You're busy. It's not far. I can do it alone. All right then. Yun'er, slow down. Don't worry. I'm more familiar with this place than you. With that, Zhao Yun'er left the tent with the lunchbox. Mo Yin waited outside nervously. She was afraid that Mu Lianfeng would call her in and settle the score with her. Zhao Yun arrived before Mo Yin and said, "You can go in now." "Yes, Mississippi." Mo Yin suddenly thought of something when she saw that Zhao Yuner was about to leave. She called out to Zhao Yuner, "All right, miss, what about me? Are you from this village?" "Yes." Zhao Yuner nodded. "What's wrong?" Mu Yinfeng pondered for a moment and waved his hand. "Nothing." "Then I'll leave first." "All right, take care." Mississippi. Mo Yin hesitated for a moment before entering the tent. He was worried that Mu Yinfeng would torture him in some strange way. As expected, Mu Yinfeng said after Mo Yin entered, "You better dig out your eyes." Mo Yin was shocked. Her master didn't have to be so cruel, did she? "Master, I didn't see anything." "Nothing." "Yes, master, I didn't see anything. Please let me go." Mu Yinfeng could not help but chuckle when he saw how terrified Mo Yin was. She really was a good-for-nothing. "All right, then I won't dig out your eyes. But if you do this again, I'm not sure if I'll let you go." "Master, don't worry. I definitely won't do it again." "All right," Mu Yinfeng replied indifferently. "All right." Mo Yin suddenly thought of something. After a moment of hesitation, she decided to tell Mu Yinfeng. "Master, do you remember 3 years ago? What happened 3 years ago?" "Master, 3 years ago, when you came to Shuelon village to investigate the mines, you were drugged by a beauty sent by the Prime Minister. At that time, I found a girl in the village to deal with you." And Mo Yin began to talk about what happened 3 years ago. Mu Yinfeng frowned when he heard that. Something from 3 years ago. He still had some recollection of it, but he really did not know who the girl was, nor did he know where Mo Yin had found her. Chapter 509. You're saying that the girl from that night is in this village right now? And Mo Yin nodded. "Master, to be more precise, I think that girl is Zhao Yun." Mu Yinfeng's heart could not help but tighten when Mo Yin mentioned Zhao Yun. He was unable to describe what he was feeling right now. Nervous? Excited? Excited? Disbelief? He thought about it carefully. 3 years ago, Water Mist Village. His experience with Zhao Yun was just too similar. If she really was Zhao Yun, then Daodu would be his son. Although he had already regarded Daodu as his own son, the feeling in his heart was still somewhat different from knowing that Daodu was his biological son. "Are you sure?" "Master, this is just my guess. I'll have to ask Li Zheng whether it's true or not," Mo Yin said honestly. 3 years ago, I paid him 200 taels of silver to arrange for a girl to come here. He knew that we were from the imperial court and possessed extraordinary statuses, so he didn't dare to refuse. He found a girl overnight. However, Mu Yinfeng was certain that the girl from that night was Zhao Yun. "There's no need to ask. It's her." "Master," Mo Yin suddenly became rather excited. If it really was Zhao Yun, then wouldn't Master really have son? If the old madam knew about this, wouldn't she be overjoyed? As Mu Yinfeng was excited, he also sighed at the wonders of fate. As it turned out, he and Zhao Yun had already been fated 3 years ago. Zhao Yun made her way home. It was already dark, so she could only use the moonlight and her familiarity with the terrain to find her way home. When she passed by a large tree, she saw 2 figures huddled together in the distance. Zhao Yun'er walked closer to take a look. It was actually her second uncle and Qian Chuanxiu. Since when were the 2 of them together? Moreover, it was so late at night. Zhao Yun'er was curious and walked closer to the 2 of them. He was very careful not to make any noise. Zhao Wenxue said to Qian Chuanxiu wretchedly, "Sister-in-law, there's no one here. Let me hug you. I want to hug you." Qian Chuanxiu took a step back warily and said to Zhao Wen, "Zhao family's second son. What are you trying to do?" "Nothing, sister-in-law. I bumped into you when you went out in the middle of the night. This is fate. Don't you think so?" Zhao Wenxue smiled wretchedly. Qian Chuanxiu spat. "What fate? Don't think I don't know. You were the one who followed me secretly." After being exposed by Qian Chuanxiu, Zhao Wenxue still said shamelessly, "Sister-in-law, didn't you let me follow you? Otherwise, you would have exposed me long ago. Now, you deliberately brought me to a place with no one around so that something could happen between the 2 of us, right?" Qian Chuanxiu couldn't help but curse at Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui, why are you so shameless? Who wants something to happen between us? Is there something wrong with your brain? Aya, sister-in-law, Zhao Wenshui called out and took another step forward. Qian Shanhua was so frightened that she immediately retreated, but Zhao Wenshui still caught her. Zhao Wenshui hugged Qian Chunxiu and said, "Sister-in-law, let me hug you. You smell so good." Chapter 5:10. Zhao Wenshui chuckled. "Sister-in-law, it's the middle of the night, and there's no one around. Who can hear you?" Qian Chunxiu was furious. She couldn't shout for help, and Zhao Wenshui couldn't push this bastard away. What should she do? Looking at Zhao Wenshui's expression, she guessed that he was determined to do something to her. Although Zhao Wenshui was good-looking, she wasn't a loose woman. She couldn't let him take advantage of her, right? Zhao Wenshui rubbed his face against Qian Chunxiu's body and smiled wretchedly. "Sister-in-law, your man has been gone for many years. Haven't you thought about that? You shameless be***starred. How can you ask such a question?" Zhao Wenshui was shameless. How could he be embarrassed to ask such a question? "Sister-in-law, women need men to touch them often. Otherwise, your moo of land will be wasted. Since your man is gone, let me do it. Sister-in-law, why don't you try my work? I promise you'll be satisfied." Zhao Wenhua's shameless words made Qian Chunxiu embarrassed and angry. "Bah, don't mess around with me. I won't let you plow my land, even if it's wasted." With that, Qian Chunxiu spat on Zhao Wenhua's face. Zhao Wenshui wiped his face, but didn't dislike it. "Sister-in-law, let me kiss your little mouth. I want to know what it tastes like." Qian Chunxiu didn't know what to do when she saw Zhao Wenshui's face coming closer. "You bastard, you're defiling a woman. I'll report you to the village chief later." Qian Chunxiu's threat didn't work at all. Zhao Wenshui said, "Sister-in-law, there's no one here. No one saw anything. You don't even have a witness if you want to report me. Who would believe you?" Qian Chunxiu was a little desperate. This damn pervert. Of all people, why did he have to target her? Now, there was no one to help him. Was he really going to be bullied by Zhao Wenshui? A widow's door was full of trouble. Over the years, many men had come to her house in the middle of the night. No man came. She held a kitchen knife and fought with her life. Those who were afraid of death naturally didn't dare to come. But now, who would have thought that at such an old age, he would fall again? She was already 36 this year. She couldn't be compared to a young woman a few years ago. Zhao Wenshui saw that Qian Chunxiu was angry and comforted her. "Sister-in-law, you don't have to feel so wronged. Don't worry. If you follow me, you won't have any disadvantages. I heard that you wanted to cook for those miners, but Yin girl made you lose this opportunity. How about this? I'll go back and talk to my niece and let her arrange for you to go in. What do you think?" When Qian Chunxiu heard Zhao Wenshui's words, she was a little tempted. In fact, she hadn't been slept with by a man for so many years. It wasn't that she didn't want to, but she knew that if she hooked up with another man and the villagers found out, she wouldn't be able to stay in Shui Lawn Village anymore. Now that Zhao Wenshui hugged her like this, her body reacted a little. If Zhao Wenshui could help her get the cooking job, she would agree. "Is what you said true?" "Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? But will your words work in front of your niece?" Chapter 5:11. Okay then. Seeing that Qian Chunxiu was convinced, Zhao Wenshui couldn't wait any longer and pushed Qian Chunxiu to the ground. There was soft grass on the ground, so it wasn't uncomfortable. Zhao Wenshui quickly took off his clothes and began to take off Qian Chunxiu's clothes. Seeing Zhao Wenshui so impatient, Qian Chunxiu couldn't help but say, "Why do you look like you haven't done it in a long time? Don't you have a wife at home?" Speaking of this, Zhao Wenshui explained as he took off his clothes, "Sister-in-law, you don't know this. My wife is not as beautiful as you. Sometimes I can't bear to do it. Also, there's only one room at home, so it's not convenient to do it. The children at home are all grown up." "I see." Qian Chunxiu thought about Li Chuiying's appearance. He was indeed a little ugly. He was not as beautiful as her. When she was young, She was considered one of the top girls in the entire Shuelan village. Otherwise, so many men wouldn't have come to her door after her husband died. After Zhao Wenshui took off their clothes, he began to do it. He breathed heavily and said comfortably, "Sister-in-law, your land is still the best. It's so fertile that people have died from it." Qin Shunxiu was also pleasured by Zhao Wenhua and began to moan comfortably. Anyway, there was no one in the field, and no one would pass by when it was dark. Therefore, their moans were a little louder and louder. Zhao Yun, who was hiding behind the tree, watched the exciting live broadcast. She almost couldn't digest it. These two, were they having an affair? Looking at the two people doing improper things on the ground, Zhao Yun couldn't help but sigh. If her second aunt saw this, I don't know what kind of trouble she would make. Thinking about it, it was a little funny. Zhao Yun didn't intend to disturb these two people, so she left quietly. When she got home, Dowdo leaned on the table to learn how to read. Looking at her son's strange behavior at home, Zhao Yun's mouth also raised a smile. Zhao Yun originally wanted to wait for Mu Yinfeng to come back, but she was tired. Mu Yinfeng showed no signs of coming back, so she went to bed first. She still had to wake up the next day, so she couldn't stay up too late. When Mu Yinfeng came back and saw that Zhao Yun was fast asleep, he didn't have the heart to wake her up. He wanted to talk about what happened 3 years ago tomorrow. It wasn't urgent anyway. On the other side, family Zhu. After Mulan and Zhu Eru finished that thing, they were a little satisfied, but they were very happy. As usual, Mulan felt that someone was staring at the house. Thus, he whispered into Zhu Eru's ear, "Eru, go and see who it is. Be quiet. Don't alarm him." Zhu Eru nodded. Afraid that the person outside would see that there was nothing in the house, Mulan continued to let out soft panting sounds. At the same time, Zhu Eru walked to the side of the door. Suddenly, the door opened. The person outside the door was completely caught off guard. Who would have thought that the door would suddenly open? He was so scared that he hurriedly ran away. Zhu Eru didn't give him a chance to run away. He grabbed the person. He couldn't see clearly from afar. After grabbing hold of the person, Zhu Eru was stunned. It wasn't just anyone. It was his third brother, Zhu Sanlu. Zhu Eru frowned. He thought about why his third brother wasn't lying in bed to recuperate. Why did he come to his door in the middle of the night? "Third brother, what are you doing?" Chapter 512. Zhu Eru's eyes sharpened. How could he believe Zhu Sanlu's nonsense? "If you didn't do anything, why did you come to my house in the middle of the night?" Zhu Eru's aura was so strong that Zhu Sanlu trembled in fear. It was mainly because Zhu Eru had a psychological shadow after stepping on his crotch last time. "Second brother, I really didn't do anything. If you don't tell me the truth, you'll have a taste of my fist." Mulan also ran out and saw Zhu Sanlu. Sure enough, there really were people who were peeking. It was her uncle again. She didn't know what he was doing. "Second brother, lower your voice. If you promise that I won't tell you, I'll tell you if you don't hit me." Zhu Eru glared at Zhu Sanlu. "You know how to negotiate with me. Second brother, actually, I really didn't do anything. I just peeked into your house. I didn't do anything." Zhu Sanlu curled his lips with an aggrieved expression. "You just peeked? Tell me, what were you looking at in the middle of the night? Tell me the truth. If you tell me the truth, I'll gouge out both of your eyeballs." Zhu Sanlu didn't think that Zhu Eru was joking with him. He could only tremble and say, "Second brother, I can't do it myself. I just wanted to see how you and second sister-in-law did it. I can't eat meat, but it's good to have a look." After Zhu Sanlu finished speaking, Mulan's face suddenly turned red with embarrassment. Thinking about how the three of them had seen her doing it with her man, and how they had watched the whole process, Mulan felt extremely shy. Although the room was a little dark, and he couldn't see clearly, Zhu Sanlu could hear all the sounds they made while they were doing it. Wasn't this eavesdropping on others? Wasn't this too perverted? Before Mulan could get angry, Zhu Eru kicked Zhu Sanlu. He began to scold. "Our family works hard to support your education, but you think about these dirty things every day. Our money is wasted on you. How can you face us?" Zhu Sanlu cried out in pain. "Ouch, second brother. I never said that I wanted to study. Weren't you the ones who forced me to go? Studying is so boring. All I do is memorize. It's not easy to become an elementary scholar. Not everyone can pass the exam. Zhu Sanlu said. He rubbed his chest. His second brother's kick was really ruthless. He couldn't even stand up. Fortunately, she didn't continue to kick him down there. Otherwise, he would really die. How can you say such things? You must be raising a beast at home. The more Zhu Eru thought about it, the angrier he became. However, it was fortunate that they had split up. Otherwise, he would probably be even angrier. Second brother, can you lower your voice? Don't wake the others up, Zhu Eru said coldly to Zhu Sanlu on the ground. Are you afraid of being found out? I've never seen someone as shameless as you. I don't care about your studies, but if I catch you peeking or eavesdropping again, I'll really gouge your eyeballs out. Second brother, I won't do it again. I won't listen to you next time. Zhu Sanlu raised his hand and swore. If he couldn't eavesdrop on his second brother and second sister-in-law, then he could eavesdrop on his eldest brother and sister-in-law next time. He wasn't that stupid to take Zhu Eru's fist. Looking at his younger brother's cowardly appearance, Zhu Eru was so angry that he kicked Zhu Sanlu's body again. Mulan and Zhu Eru turned around and entered the room. Chapter 513. Third brother has been spoiled since he was young. He used to be young and didn't understand these things between men and women. Now that he's grown up, I don't know where he heard it from. He's probably curious. After all, he doesn't have a wife, so he can't study it with his wife. He can only look at other people's books, Zhu Eru said. This was his analysis in his heart, and it wasn't much different from the truth. Zhu Sanlu was like this because, firstly, he was getting older. Secondly, when he was studying in town, he saw the other young masters buying pornographic books to read. Out of curiosity, he bought one too. Once he started reading, he couldn't stop himself. He was addicted to it all day long, and then he became more curious about the things between men and women. Eru, sigh. I still feel uncomfortable. We should save money as soon as possible. When the time comes, we can build a new house and move out. There won't be so many problems. Lan I'll work hard. Don't worry. And Mulan responded and burrowed into her man's arms. She believed in him. The next morning, Zhao Yun took Zhao Ping to the street. Because it was her first blind date, Zhao Ping could be said to be dressed up. She put on the new clothes, smeared a lot of white powder on her face, and used red paper to touch her lips. Zhao Yun couldn't describe this feeling of Zhao Ping. She clearly looked like a clown, but Zhao Ping probably thought that she looked good in her heart. Was she sure that this appearance wouldn't scare people? If she were to scare someone to death, this marriage would be ruined. She didn't know how long Zhao Ping would stay at home. Zhao Yun thought about it, and still said to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, come, cover your face with this handkerchief. This way, he won't see the birthmark on your face. Look at half of your face. You're still a beauty. Since he said that he doesn't care about your appearance, then don't show it to him. What if you like him and he's not satisfied with your appearance? Why don't they just cover their faces and wait for the other party to agree? Once the marriage is settled, they won't have a chance to regret it. Don't you think so? Zhao Ping felt that what Zhao Yun said made sense. She was not ugly even if she covered half of her face with the birthmark. Is that all right? I'll blindfold it, Zhao Ping said as she took it. Yes. After Zhao Ping covered her face, she did look much better. Zhao Yun breathed a sigh of relief. If she went on a blind date like this, she should be able to muddle through. The car drove towards Yang City. Zhao Ping was very excited along the way. When they arrived at Yang City, Zhao Ping took care of the stall first. The man hadn't arrived yet. Matchmaker Togao had also told her in her message that the man could come directly to her breakfast stand. Her stall was quite famous in Yang City, so she could find it by asking anyone. The three of them were busy in front of the breakfast stand. Zhao Ping looked around anxiously, craning her head from time to time as she waited for the man to come. When Zhao Yun saw Zhao Ping's expression, she really didn't know what to say. Didn't this woman know how to be more reserved? Fortunately, there were no outsiders around. If the women in the village saw this, they would probably gossip again. Besides, it's been so long. Why isn't he here yet? Mother, is he not coming? Zhao Ping asked after waiting for half an hour. Chapter 514. Zhao Ping stomped her feet anxiously and said, Mother, but I've been waiting for so long. Then how long do you have? Pinger, don't be anxious. Just wait a little longer. He'll definitely come. But Zhao Ping wanted to say something, but Zhao Yun was annoyed by her and replied, Sister Pinger, why are you in such a hurry? He doesn't have a donkey carriage, so he can only come here on an ox cart. It's normal for him to be a little late. Sigh. Zhao Ping sighed and said, I'll wait a little longer then. Okay. After about an hour, matchmaker Gao came over with a delicate-looking boy. The boy was in his early 20s. He was fair, clean, and very good-looking. He followed behind matchmaker Gao and seemed a little shy. The moment she saw matchmaker Gao, she knew that the boy behind her was Zhao Ping's blind date today. Zhao Yun glanced at him and felt that he was not bad. He was more than enough to match Zhao Ping. If it weren't for the fact that he was poor, Zhao Ping probably wouldn't have been able to marry him. When the two of them were together, it felt like a fresh flower stuck in a pile of cow dung. Of course, the fresh flower belonged to this man, and the cow dung belonged to Zhao Ping. Zhao Yun was relieved. Zhao Ping definitely wouldn't reject such a good-looking boy. The marriage was more or less set in stone. Matchmaker Gao walked over with a smile and said, Haha, I've brought him here. This child is afraid of strangers, and I was afraid that he wouldn't know. So I accompanied him. Liang Jinxiao gestured for Matchmaker Gao and the boy to sit down. He specially reserved a table for them. Matchmaker Gao tugged the boy and said, Qin Yuan, come and sit down. Qin Yuan nodded shyly and responded. Zhao Ping's heart thumped nonstop when she saw such a good-looking man. He lowered his head even more. She thought to herself that matchmaker Gao wasn't lying. This man was really good-looking. Liang Jinxiao saw that Zhao Ping was standing shyly at the side and did not come over. He hurriedly urged her, Pinger, girl, what are you thinking about? Come here quickly. After being called by Liang Jinxiao, Zhao Ping walked over bashfully. Mother, hurry up and come over. You two can have a chat and have some breakfast first. Zhao Ping had eaten earlier, but matchmaker Gao and Qin Yuan hadn't eaten yet. Zhao Yun was not stingy. She took a lot of delicious food from the stall to entertain the two people. Matchmaker Gao, the two of you must be hungry. Eat something first and let the two children chat. Matchmaker Gao nodded with a smile. Naturally, she wouldn't refuse. The aroma of the breakfast had already drawn out the glutton in her stomach. Qin Yuan was embarrassed at first, but seeing that Matchmaker Gao was not standing on ceremony, he couldn't be too restrained and started eating with Matchmaker Gao. Matchmaker Gao was like a pig. She ate a lot of food by herself. Zhao Yun was a little disdainful, but she didn't miss the food. She ate it anyway. She wouldn't have to entertain her that many times in the future. Matchmaker Gao saw that Zhao Yun's business was doing well. She smiled and said, It looks like you two make a lot of money in a day. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, It's okay. It's better than farming in the countryside. Chapter 515. As Matchmaker Gao spoke, she whispered into Qin Yuan's ear, Qin Yuan, did you see that? She's managing this stall, and her family is very rich. If you marry this girl, her family will definitely have a lot of dowry. By then, your family won't be so poor anymore. Qin Yuan listened to Matchmaker Gao's words and nodded. Understand, Auntie Gao. Thank you for helping me. It's fine, it's fine. You don't have to be so formal with me. Later, have a good talk with that girl. You have to make sure she's satisfied. Got it, Auntie Gao. Qin Yuan also glanced at Zhao Ping a few times. He saw that Zhao Ping was indeed quite good-looking. The half of her face that was exposed was quite pretty. Although he didn't know what the other half of her face was like, it shouldn't be too bad. Even if it was bad, there was no way around it. It was not easy to marry a wife and even have a dowry. Zhao Ping blushed when Qin Yuan glanced at her. This man was actually looking at her. She didn't know what his impression of her was, but she was very satisfied. After Matchmaker Gao and Qin Yuan finished eating, Matchmaker Gao asked Qin Yuan and Zhao Ping to walk around Yang City. They could chat more freely without anyone around them. Pinger, you two go ahead, Liang Jinxiao also urged. Seeing Zhao Ping's shy face, he guessed that she was too embarrassed to go. Okay, Miss Pinger, let's go. Qin Yuan's pleasant voice rang out, making Zhao Ping's heart flutter again. Zhao Ping replied shyly, okay. Then, she followed behind Qin Yuan and walked away shyly. Zhao Yuner looked at the two of them and felt that they were about the same. Matchmaker Gao continued to sit in Zhao Yuner's shop and chatted with Liang Jinxiao. When Zhao Yuner closed the stall, Zhao Pinger and Qin Yuan also came back. Matchmaker Gao left with Qin Yuan, and Zhao Yuner and her family drove the donkey back. On the way, Liang Jinxiao asked about Zhao Ping's opinion. Pinger, what do you think? Are you satisfied with this person? If you agree, I'll go back and talk to Matchmaker Gao, and our families will settle the marriage. Zhao Pinger nodded shyly. Mother, I think it's pretty good. It's fine as long as you think it's a good idea. Pinger, it's settled then. Don't say that Mother casually married you off. Mom, I won't. I think Qin Yuan is pretty good. Haha, that's good. Zhao Yun hooked up the corner of her mouth and finally solved one of her worries. When Zhao Ping got married, there would be one less scourge in the family. She reckoned that their lives would be better. On the other side, Qin Yuan and Matchmaker Gao were sitting in the bullock cart. Matchmaker Gao asked Qin Yuan for his opinion. Qin Yuan explained honestly, although I think she's a little silly, a little stupid, and maybe a little ugly according to what you said, she's still a little silly. Everything else is fine. Annie Gao, can her family really give her a lot of dowry? Of course. Didn't you see how good her breakfast stall's business is? They can probably earn 1 or 2 taels a day. Once his daughter gets married, he'll have to compensate at least a few taels, right? Hearing Matchmaker Gao's words, Qin Yuan agreed. All right then. Annie Gao, we'll have to trouble you to help our families arrange this marriage. Matchmaker Gao chuckled. All right, I'll help you arrange it. When the time comes, your families can set a date and arrange this marriage. Chapter 516. When Zhao Ping returned home, Mu Lianfeng and Daodu were both in the room. Seeing that Zhao Yun had returned, Daodu ran over excitedly and said to Zhao Yun, Mother, Daodu is not a wild child. He has a father. Zhao Yun was stunned. Didn't this child already acknowledge Mu Lianfeng as his godfather? Every day, his father would come and go. Why did he suddenly say this? I know. Zhao Yun replied with a smile. She pointed at Mu Lianfeng and said, Isn't this your father? Daodu's little brows furrowed. He nodded and shook his head. Mother, this father is Daodu's father, but he is also Daodu's biological father. Zhao Yun felt confused by Daodu's words. Daodu, Mother doesn't understand. Daodu sighed. He seemed a little sad that he couldn't explain it. He could only look at Mu Lianfeng for help. Mu Lianfeng walked in front of Zhao Yun and said to Zhao Yun, Yun 3 years ago, the person who made you pregnant with Daodu was me. Daodu is our flesh and blood. Zhao Yun was stunned. What did Mu Lianfeng say? Daodu was their flesh and blood. The person from 3 years ago was him? Seeing that Zhao Yun was stunned, Mu Lianfeng explained in detail what happened 3 years ago. Zhao Yun finally understood. She sighed in her heart. She didn't know who Daodu's father was, and she didn't want to know. She didn't want Daodu's father to be found. But she never expected that this person was Mu Lianfeng. Yun, our fate is destined by the heavens. No matter how long it takes, I will still return to your side. Mu Lianfeng said to Zhao Yun affectionately. Yun, in the future, I will protect you and Daodu. I will never let the two of you suffer any grievances. Trust me, when the mine is finished, I will marry you and give you a grand wedding. I will make up for all the grievances you suffered in the past. I want everyone to know that you are marrying me in a grand manner. Daodu is our child, not a wild child. He is a noble little heir. As he said, Mu Lianfeng said this. He excitedly pulled Zhao Yun into his arms. It would be a lie if she said she wasn't a little. Zhao Yun felt rather fortunate that the person back then was Mu Yinfeng. Okay, Zhao Yun replied. Thank you, Yinar, Mu Yinfeng said. Actually, he felt guilty for all the grievances Zhao Yinar and Dao Du had suffered in the past 3 years. Fortunately, Zhao Yun didn't blame him. Otherwise, he wouldn't know what to do. Looking at the smiles on Dao Du and Mu Yinfeng's faces, Zhao Yun suddenly felt very happy. After a moment of warmth, Zhao Yun began to prepare lunch. Seeing that Mu Yinfeng had a lot of free time today, she asked curiously why he suddenly didn't have anything to do. Yin Imo Yin is here. I've left everything to him. He'll take care of it. Really? Yeah. He's very capable, so this won't be a problem for him. It's not a big deal anyway, Mu Yinfeng said easily. However, Imo Yin was complaining incessantly on the mountain. If she knew that Mu Yinfeng actually said it wasn't a big deal, she would probably die from anger. Chapter 517. Zhao Yun nodded. So that was the case. With someone helping Mu Yinfeng would obviously be much more relaxed. If you have time, call him over for a meal. It definitely won't be good to eat with so many people. It's fine. He's easy to take care of. Just feed him some food. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched slightly. Mu Yinfeng really was quite heartless as a master. Mo Yin suddenly felt a layer of coldness on the mountaintop. This bad feeling made him very uncomfortable. All right then. Mu Yinfeng's lips curled because he still remembered what happened last night. That fellow had suddenly ruined his mood, so he had to punish him properly. If Mo Yin knew what Mu Yinfeng was thinking right now, he probably would not have entered the tent even if he was beaten to death. After lunch, Mu Lan and Liang Jinxiao came over again. This time, Mu Yinfeng was present, so they could not help but feel a little restrained. Zhao Yun sighed when she saw how bashful Mu Lan and Liang Jinxiao were. She could only let Mu Yinfeng leave and take Dao Du out to play. That way, Mu Lan and Liang Jinxiao would not feel too uncomfortable. Mu Yinfeng felt like he had been disliked, but there was nothing he could do. He left with Dao Du. Mu Lan and Liang Jinxiao both let out a sigh of relief after Mu Yinfeng left. Zhao Yun smiled. Mother, sister-in-law Mu Lan, do you seem a little afraid of him? Mu Lan's lips twitched. Yun he's the young master. His status is noble. There's no reason for us not to be afraid. Yeah, Yun the young master is different from us after all. We just feel uncomfortable in the same room. What's wrong with the crown prince? Isn't he just an ordinary person? Mother, sister-in-law Mu Lan, you don't have to be too afraid of him. Look at how obedient he is now. When I asked him to go out, he went out obediently. Liang Jinxiao and Mu Lan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Mu Yinfeng listened to Zhao Yun because he liked Zhao Yun. Ordinary people like them didn't dare to say a word in front of Mu Yinfeng. After Mu Yinfeng brought Dao Du out, they strolled around the village. Dao Du introduced Mu Yinfeng as his biological father and that he was not a wild child. Dao Du was naturally very satisfied with Mu Yinfeng's tall and strong father. Mu Yinfeng also let Dao Du do as he pleased. In fact, he was more than happy to be introduced by Dao Du. He wanted everyone to know that Dao Du had such a cool and powerful father. He wanted to see who would dare to bully Dao Du and laugh at Dao Du in the future. After Dao Du was so proud of himself that he actually gave a few less children, he bumped into Zhao Tianyu on the way. You wild child, stop lying. What do you mean by your father? Don't just randomly use a person. Who doesn't know that your mother and a wild man gave birth to you? Zhao Tianyu said sarcastically. Actually, he was only saying this because he was jealous of Dao Du. After all, Mu Yinfeng was tall, handsome, and rich. Everyone wanted a father like him. If it was someone else, it would be fine. However, it was Dao Du, whom he had always bullied. Dao Du glared at Zhao Tianyu angrily. This is my father. Don't talk nonsense. Who can prove that he's your father? That's right, that's right. Dao Du muttered. Zhao Tianyu said sarcastically. Dao Du, stop dreaming. A little wild child will always be a little wild child. You'll always be a little wild child. Whoa, Dowdu was so angry that he cried. Chapter 518. After hearing Mu Yinfeng's words, Dowdu stopped crying. He wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes and replied, Daddy is right. Dowdu is a man. He can't cry so easily. Dowdu is the best. Mu Yinfeng praised. He was indeed his good son. Sometimes, if you can't talk it out, you can use force to solve it. Daddy is right behind you. What are you afraid of? Mu Yinfeng encouraged him. If anyone dares to bully you next time, beat them to death. Daddy will take responsibility if anything happens. When Dowdu heard this, he nodded heavily. Daddy, Dowdu understands. Zhao Yun was not beside them. If Zhao Yun knew about this, she would probably not know whether to laugh or cry. This Mu Yinfeng was even encouraging his children to fight. When Dowdu heard Mu Yinfeng's words, he glared at Zhao Tianyu. He rolled up his sleeves and began a fight with Zhao Tianyu. I won't allow you to talk about me like that. See if I don't beat you to death. Zhao Tianyu was naturally not afraid of Dowda's weak body. He gently pushed Dowda back, and Dowda sat on the ground. However, Dowda did not cry this time. Dowda, get up, Mu Yinfeng said. Yes, yes. After Dowda got up again, he rushed toward Zhao Tianyu. This time, he directly grabbed Zhao Tianyu's arm and bit down hard. Ah, it hurts, Zhao Tianyu cried. Just as he was about to punch and kick Dowdu, Mu Yinfeng pulled Dowdu over and protected Dowdu in his arms. Mu Yinfeng slapped Zhao Tianyu, and Zhao Tianyu was slapped to the ground. He could not even get up. Zhao Tianyu felt wronged and cried, Wah! Seeing Zhao Tianyu being beaten up so badly, Dowda chuckled. He felt that Zhao Tianyan deserved it. Although Mu Yinfeng should not be so calculative with a child, he was such a protective person. Whoever bullied his son, no matter who it was, he would not let them off. Dowdu is amazing and brave. With Daddy here, Dowdu is not afraid, Dowdu said with a smile. Looking at this son of his, Mu Yinfeng's heart was filled with guilt. Based on the current situation, Dowdu had been bullied by the children in the village a lot in the past. Fortunately, he would always be by Dowdu's side in the future and would never let him suffer any grievances. Father, Brother Tianyu is the worst. He used to bully Dowdu all the time. Dowdu is so happy to be beaten by you today, Dowdu said in a soft voice. Is that so? Mu Yinfeng looked at Zhao Tianyu on the ground, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Yes, yes. In that case, Daddy will continue to teach him a lesson for you. Zhao Yun had just finished her work when she saw Li Chuiying coming over crying. As soon as she saw her, she threw herself in front of Zhao Yun and begged, Yun, I beg you, please save my Tianyu. Otherwise, he will be beaten to death. Zhao Yun was a little confused. What did it have to do with her that Zhao Tianyu was beaten up? Why did Li Chuiying come over to beg her? Second aunt, what's the matter? How would I know what happened if you came over without any reason? Zhao Yun replied indifferently. You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.